Hello, welcome everybody. I hope you guys are ready for today. Hello, my name is SenseiSuplex, and today we have the likes of Valley of Dreams, episode 17, and on a great day indeed. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. If you guys don't know, it is Juneteenth, so shout out to all of that. It is, I do want to do a quick little shout out announcement on just sort of thing that's actually very personal to me. As I mentioned before, you've probably seen me mention it in the likes of D&D streams or just in the Discord a little bit, but it is very nice to be able to well, in D&D I've noticed a lot of things where it's not too often where I get to actually play D&D with a lot of people that kind of look like me or have that sort of same background as me, and it is a beautiful thing that we've been able to eventually get to the point where the culture has been so open to the point where, and pretty much growing to the point where we have people from all sorts of types of walks of life, whether what type of ethnicity, whether what type of gender, sexuality, or whatever. Everybody's able to roll dice together and have a great time and make stories that will be remembered for the likes of years and years upon end. So I do want to give a special shout out to all my individuals, especially as today we're with Valley of Dreams, the all-black D&D cast. So it's going to be a fantastic show. It's going to be a fantastic session. I hope you guys are ready. If you haven't done it, freaking like the video. Make sure to follow as well. Make sure to subscribe and all that good stuff. It's going to be a great time. Do we got any other announcements? Let's see. I don't think so. I think we're good. I think we are good. Oh, make sure, because I noticed a lot of people sometimes forget. You guys actually can interact with the likes of the session by doing !interact, doing !inspo by affecting the likes of these sessions in real time, by giving out inspiration, by giving out healing potions, and more. So be sure to do that. Be sure to do it. All right, let's swap on over to the scene. Let's swap over overlays and let us do this. All right. I think we're good. All right, let me unmute.
The store, like, how is anybody supposed to shop in that?
Don't talk about the H&M music like that.
Yo.
Nah. H&M got more diversity than Aeropostale style, bro.
We back, bro.
We back. We just talking about music.
We just talking about music.
We're talking about the Drake album.
Oh man, how's everybody doing today?
First and foremost, you're gonna drop his name. I'm gonna have to say something. Fuck Drake. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh my God, Jesus!
You brought him up.
Please don't get me started. Please don't get him started.
We got him started.
He waited until we went live to say that. You could have said that 10 minutes ago, bro.
You decided to bring him up on stream, not me. All right,
bro.
That being said, how's everybody doing today?
We doing.
All right.
Good to hear. All right, everybody on Foundry. If not, make sure to get onto Foundry. Yeah, you're good.
I'm on the choose your campaign screen.
Choose your campaign.
So wait, real quick, Sensei. You know, it's going to be in Juneteenth. We all get one nat 20 today, right?
I mean, I feel like that's a fair rule. Running out there,
bro. Don't you try to peer pressure me into this shit?
I'll tell you what. I think as a group, we should get one nat 20.
I mean, if you don't, you know what that means, right?
I know exactly what that means.
I got you. So I got you. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give y'all something. It is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But all you gotta do is just not question it till the end of the session. All right. Just remember that. Just remember that, bro.
All right.
Remember that.
No, that's impossible for this group.
8:15 p.m. EST. That's what SenseiSuplex said. Just wait till the end of the session, bro. That's it.
Facts. All right, cool.
All right. Other than that, everybody good to go? Any other questions before we get started?
Let's fall down this manhole. Let's get it.
Who is your favorite, African American historical figure, Sensei?
Favorite African American historical figure.
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers
only. Uncle
Rock. Oh, bro. Goofy man, bro. Iceman himself.
There you go. Oh,
wrong answers only.
Jesus Christ.
Right. Absolutely terrible.
All right. That being said, let's get this going.
For the record, Uncle Ruckus is a really good answer.
That was gonna say.
Uncle Ruckus.
All right, y'all. Enough jokes aside, let's get this going. All right, boom. I think we got this. Boom. I think we got that. There we go. All right, everything should be coming through, right? There we go. So, everyone, if you'd all gather around the table and let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these survivors, the tale of looming corruption and that of a jaded destiny. For this, my friends, be the infamous tale of the Valley of Dreams and the legendary tale of the Soul Bow. Previously, the Voden Knights would continue their tale and discuss continuing their outside this sort of strange village, this strange mushroom village with even stranger individuals outside, vampire creatures hunting down all of the knights and destroying anything and everyone in their path. As we look over towards our heroes, Adidark, Trog, Gore, and Zaman, we'd find these individuals bloodied and injured, however, not shying away from a fight. With Adidark, the shifter barbarian, leading the charge, they'd never fall. However, a corkscrew would be thrown into their plans as a Warforged druid Zaman would point out that one of the night creatures, one of the vampiric individuals, would look similar to a member of one of Azor's clan, the Lunista clan. Noculi and orbit of individuals all pledging themselves or making a deal with the devil for the likes of power. Zaman would try to stop Adidark from striking her down, and barely able to do that, he'd be able to buy her enough time to roll out of the way of Adidark's strikes and be able to escape. While this all had occurred, Korra, Agni, Azora, and Hannibal would rush to their aid as the hunt was unusually taking longer. However, upon realizing what was going on, they'd notice as the Arachnid, a leader of the Zhao Dynasty, was present, and with that, she'd flee as soon as trouble would arise. With that, the hunt was on as the knights would rush after her. Whether they'll be able to chase after her, or whether they will lose her in the forest afar, well, we'll have to wait and see now, won't we? Let's see exactly what will all happen in Session 17 of Valley of Dreams. And with that, my friends, let's pick back up exactly where we left off and send you guys to the new map. Alright, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna send you guys over towards this area, and then I'm gonna send you guys... Actually, nah. It's not much of a point of holding or loading you guys into a map you're not really going to use. I'm pretty sure, I think we established last time, no one is stopping to do anything. Everybody is just go, 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 rushing on in after her, right? And after Gore.
I'm still transforming into the Warhorse, and then I'm going to just tell Korra to mount either me or the Owlbear. Up to her.
Alright. So nothing super crazy. Everybody's pretty much just gone. Alright. That said, let's do this then. I'm gonna do this. Alright, cool. And let me switch you on over to this map. Give me 1 second. Yep, alright. I'm gonna pause the game and let me explain a couple of things to you guys as we start off this scene. But as we return exactly where we left off, here is what you guys begin to notice. You look up as you begin to rush after the likes of this spider arachnoid individual. Gore, you leading the charge as you begin to zip out towards her first. Beginning to lead the charge, you go with all of your sort of sprite speed, flying through the trees, flying through the bushes after her. You see as she begins to continue off, looking behind her, running away, as behind her, behind you, Gore, seems to be the Voden Knights giving chase. Shortly after, you'll see as Trog begins to sort of burst out of the bushes and immediately starts going pretty much on all fours directly after you with a dagger in hand. Immediately, Agni, Zaman, Korra, Adidark, Hannibal all begin to emerge out either on their sort of mounts or by running alongside themselves. And with that, as the chase begins, you look up and above and you see as thunderous strikes begin to occur, lightning begins to crackle amongst the sky, and rain begins to pour. As this happens, you notice as the fierce weather of Voden begins to take place, giving or restraining a little bit of your sight, restraining a little bit of your vision. But regardless, there's no time to waste, and there's no time to squander an opportunity like this. The captain is out, and they need to go down. Voden Knights, listen up, because it is now time for a skill challenge. Let me explain exactly how these things work for those who haven't done it in a while, or those who don't necessarily remember it, or those who haven't even done it at all. All right, let me pull this up. All right, so here's how a skill challenge works. It's pretty simple, but a skill challenge doesn't necessarily rely on mechanics or anything like that. Instead, it requires on more so creativity more than pretty much anything else. Essentially, what you guys must do is choose skills that your character are proficient in or have expertise in, and utilize said skills to aid in chasing and capturing the Arachnid. It's time to get creative with this. Check all of your character sheets and see exactly what you guys are capable of. Now, one person may be able to use athletics, another person may be able to use acrobatics, but once a skill has been used, the next person will have to use something else. You can only have one person use that athletic skill, so you better choose who's it's gonna be, and vice versa, or with pretty much any other skill, right? Everybody with me so far, or is anybody lost? All right, so if that's the case, now it isn't going to be a simple thing of you just saying, oh, I want to use persuasion or something like that. No, that's not how we get down over here. You have to explain exactly how you are using said skill to aid either your allies in the chase, yourself in the chase, or hindering the enemy in the chase. One or the other. You have to describe it and narrate it, as you have essentially a little bit of narrative control for this case and scenario, right? Now, I'll give you a couple of examples just to sort of get your brain sort of jogging. A player may try to use a survival skill to try to look for tracks, or maybe another player may use an athletics check to try to throw stuff towards the Arachnid to try to trip up her and stop her, whatever it may be. We're not really worrying about mechanics or even that much of a realism, especially if you guys played in Sands of Sin. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We're here worrying about the story and the narrative each of you guys tell as players and how you use your abilities. Now, anybody got any questions about that before I tell you the next thing? All right, good stuff. So, last thing is this. You, as the Voden Knights, you guys can help each other, but you have to describe how you're going to help each other to give one another advantage. But, overall, as a team, you will need to make at least 5 successes as a group. However, if you fail a total of 3 times, then the Arachnid will flee far enough to where you will lose her, and have to resort to tracking her via the spider gore received and capture when she's already prepared for a fight. Does that make sense?
Works for me.
All right. If there's no other questions, oh, hold on, it's doing the one thing again. I got you. If there's no more questions, then let us begin. Or actually, just fixing the bot while it's acting dumb for the first part. All right, if that's the case, let's do this. So, realistically, Gore, you would be the first one sort of arriving and emerging out from the woods. You begin to soar past every last individual. As you begin to do so, you see as bits of woods, bits of the trees and branches are flying towards you. Now granted, even though Gore, you are technically and realistically the furthest one up ahead, any of you guys can choose to go first on what you want to do or how you want to do it.
All right, I can go. Being the person that usually acts first.
Go for it, Agni.
So Agni actually is not walking, he is flying in the air, and seeing that we're giving chase, he's going to use a new spell he has not used yet in front of people, and he is going to activate his Asher Dalon Stride?
I think it's like a Chardalon Stride or something.
Chardalon Stride?
I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, he's going to activate that, increasing his movement speed to 50 movement speed. And as he kind of flies up in the tree and dashes, locating the spider, he wants to basically use his martial prowess to determine her movements and point out where she's going to potentially help someone cut her off.
All right. And which check is this going to be?
I was going to use a martial check if that's possible.
Yep, that's more than fine.
Okay.
All right. So as this is beginning to happen, you begin to fly up into the air. As this, you look over and down, and you see as almost sort of infernal flames begin to start billowing up below you as it sends you forward, rocketing past. You look down and over towards the ground and see exactly what their tracks are, what their movement patterns are, to judge exactly where they will be headed. Make a martial check for me, Agni. That is a wisdom check, and you have expertise in it.
Correct.
17. Not bad.
So that'd be
bad.
plus 6.
Plus
So
6.
23 in total.
23, that'll beat the DC of 20. As this begins to happen, you look over exactly towards their tracks and you see exactly trying to sort of fade a little bit more of all your other senses, fading the likes of the sounds made by the rain splashing onto the ground. You focus on looking, you focus specifically on sight. As you look around, you see as the Arachnid, they seem to be moving at a strangely slower pace. You look over and you can see bits of spider webs left for them, left as traps. And looking up ahead, you see as the spider, they seem to be looking directly past towards you or towards the likes of the Voden Knights. They're scared, but they're also intrigued in something. Regardless, you use this sort of opportunity of her hesitance to get up ahead as you point them out. What do you say or do?
So as Agni is now dashing and can move up to 100 feet, he is going to basically point out where he believes her next movements are from this check, and he's going to cast message basically to whoever goes next. So does anyone know that they're going next, just so I can tailor this?
Well, I was gonna ask a question. So I know we're all doing this like kind of separately, but like if I had the idea to get on Zaman as a warhorse, how do we both move together? Like
it's more of like a sort of creative thing. So yeah, technically you would go together, but depends on whether you guys are able to succeed on your skill checks to move yourselves forward, right?
Okay. All right. So then I guess technically I would go after I don't know, before or after Zaman, because I'm probably gonna hop on him as a horse, because I was most likely last with him when I was sending the message to his mark. So probably makes sense. I'm like next to him.
All right.
Copy.
So
I can go next.
Okay, so then Agni would point out and cast a message from the air pointing at Zaman, and Zaman would hear in his head, "I've located the target. I think if you would allow it, I have something to help you out. Increase your movement speed. We cannot let a prisoner of war get away." And he, just for cinematic purposes, is going to cast haste on Zaman. As he does so, one of the red crystals in Agni's arms disappear and just appears on the back of Zaman as haste washes over him to increase his movement speed.
all right. As this begins to happen, Zaman, as you transform into this sort of mechanical horse, you immediately begin to feel a jolt of energy begins to start building up amongst you. You see, as with each sort of gallop, each step, bits of flame or a sort of flaming spear begins to get left in your tracks. That said, Agni, you are successful in the
Other people.
So you have to help other people. We'll see exactly. Let's wait till Zaman's turn, and then we'll see exactly how you're helping, whether it's through what do you call it, an Arcana check, or however you want to kind of flavor it.
Okay. I thought it was like through our spell, so I was using haste to make him quicker to catch up, but that's cool with me.
All right. That said, all right, let's go over towards Zaman. What you got for us?
Yeah, you see Zaman. He's going to like quickly bend over so Azora can mount him, and then he's going to look for the quickest path to get to the spider chick.
All right. As this sort of happens, what type of skill are you trying to use then?
Perception, to see if I can like see where she's going or where she's been.
All right. So after Agni begins to sort of call out exactly where she is or what the general direction, you try to exactly coordinate where Agni's sort of pointing and exactly where she is in relation to you and Azora. You rush forward and you rush ahead. Make a perception check. Now, I would say this, Agni, make a I'll let you make a Arcana check for this one because you're trying to cast haste. Let's see if you can beat the DC and give Zaman advantage to help him out. 19, you're good to go. As you begin to burst the likes of the flame or the infernal flames behind Zaman, you can gain advantage on this perception check. As this goes off, make your roll.
Is it shift or alt? Always forget.
It is alt. 25, good stuff. As this happens, you begin to look over and you see exactly where the tracks are left. As this sort of begins to happen, you accelerate even further and further as you begin to lead the charge, almost catching up with the likes of Gore and Trog. As you soar through the ground, or not through the ground, but soar past the forest and more, begin to move up just a little bit faster and a little bit further up. Good stuff, Zaman. I'm gonna move Azora's character as she is right there with you as well. All right. Zaman, as this begins to happen, you look over and you see as you immediately just begin to start crashing into a couple of spider webs along the way. As this happens, you almost find yourself getting trapped for just a single moment in time. You immediately just brush through them as the bits of the web begin to get caught. You sort of cough up a little bit, but you continue forth. Azora, you looking over, you see as there is a massive spider web that you guys are heading directly towards. You're not entirely sure if Zaman can see it. He seems to be too focused. What would you like to do at this moment in time?
So Azora's gonna take out like her cape that's usually on her. She's because I'm almost positive this man ain't got no saddle on him. So she quickly whips off her cape to put around Zaman's neck so she can hold out it so that way she has balance, and then she's gonna take her sword out to slice away at any webs in front of them before Zaman makes contact with them.
That said, what type of skill are you going to try to use then?
I thought you was gonna say it.
Yeah, let me know how you're trying to use it.
Survival.
What you got? You got?
I'm thinking technically I'm thinking like attack, but it's like
you can try to make it athletics if you want.
No, because I was gonna use athletics for another time, but I would say well, can she use so if she sees them before he does, would that be like investigation?
Trying to point I'll tell you what.
Discern the appearance of because it's dark out from webs from non-webs.
Okay.
Because it says discern, in the investigation.
Yeah, I can work with that. Yeah, let's make an investigation check then. As you're looking towards the webs, you see as they're heading towards them, and you tell them or trying to direct him exactly where to not go and where to go through using your oculi sight. Let's do it. Make a investigation check for me then. If anybody's helping her out, now's the time to sort of yell out how you doing it.
I will say, for some reason, I cannot open up her character sheet at all.
Try now.
Nope. I even tried in the sidebar thing. I can't open it there.
It's because you're not in Foundry right now. You got to refresh. So in the meantime, while you're refreshing that, you do have inspiration from the likes of chat. But
I saw that.
Yeah. So is anybody helping out Azora to assist her in this way? If so, how you guys doing it? Anything from Adidark or Cora or Gore, anybody who hasn't gone yet?
I just assume a Gore was so much further ahead of everybody else. Just like I was gone. I just assumed the next closest person to me would probably be Trog.
Sorry, you asked. So, alright, so you're not able to do it, but what about, if that's the case, then Adidark or Core, do you guys got any ideas to be able to help out Azora? If not, it's perfectly fine, but...
To help out Azora? I think I was going to save my action for something for Adi to do by himself. I don't think I'm a support character. I think I'll leave that to Core or Gore. So,
it's not the same. It's not the same as what you're thinking. Like what you're thinking is like it's not gonna burn an action from you.
Nah, it's not gonna burn an action.
Different.
Basically, all of this
is different action economy.
Yep, different action economy. So let me explain sort of this thing. So basically, this is just
It's
in
a nice
general.
roll there. It's a nice roll. I like that roll.
All right, I guess I can explain stuff later, you know, Kane. It's all good.
He said,
You don't need no help, bruh.
I'm
You don't
over
need no help.
talking.
Right. I'm trying to explain some stuff to that dark shit.
My
I don't need no help.
And I'll describe what I'm doing, but go ahead. You first.
Dark shit, can I?
He said, Kane said, watch this action economy.
So let me explain how this works. So the fun thing about skill challenges is you don't have to worry about whether you have skill or spell slots or even abilities. If you even if you don't have like rage or your shifting features anymore, perfectly fine. We don't care about that right now. We care about more so what your character is trying to do or willing to do to catch up in this case and scenario. So you don't have an action, a bonus action movement. It's just whoever wants to jump in and tell me what you're doing to try to help out. That's all.
Yeah, I guess my thing is that I wasn't going to be helping anyone. I was going to do my own,
You got it.
werefolk hunting vampires dealio. So
Easy enough. So, Azora, with a natural 20 for a total of 27, how are you succeeding in this?
Yep. So you see, as she's her left eye begins to glass over, like it does so often when she starts to activate her oculi abilities, and as the glacial ice glasses over her eye, she takes out her sword, and before Zaman even sees it, she's slicing spider webs out, enough to even create like as the ice hits the dew of the rain on the webs, it creates enough ice to make it heavy that it pushes out to hit even the next set of webs.
That being said, as you slice out with the icy slash, you see as that bit of sort of frozen energy begins to freeze over, breaking any spider webs in your path, leading the charge once more. You all begin to move forward just a little bit, and as this is sort of happening, you'll see as this Arachnid is beginning to sort of give up, or they're seeming to give a little bit of way. At this point, as you're closing the distance, you'll see as they begin to start almost sickening spider webs directly over towards the branches of the trees, trying to swing from it almost like Spider-Man for just a moment. As they swing through the forest and begin to start crawling up and around the rocks and more, they try to keep going, but they're not getting away too fast. As you guys are catching up, that's 3 successes, 0 failures. Let's see if you guys can keep up the pace. All right. That is going to be either Gore, Addydark, or Korra who can go next. What do either of you three have?
I can go ahead and go now. So the thing is, Gore already was like
Actually,
out the gate.
actually, no, we should do the move you talked about. We just messaged about it. We should do that. That sounds fun. Let's do that.
Okay. Okay. All right. But like, so what happens is Gore being out ahead of the pack is like, there's something about everything that's going on that's making Gore feel a little bit more Oni lately. Like actually charming old Shorty has gotten him feeling back in his deceptive ways. Real red orc of him. So he's almost having fun with this chase. So his best thing to do is he's trying to go ahead and get as low and stealthy and visible as possible. And he's almost zipping behind trees and behind leaves and being like OD, like trying to be low. But the thing is, since he was so far ahead of the pack and the first person he saw was Trog, he looked at Trog and sort of smiled and pointed for somewhere for Trog to go. And then he put his finger over his lips in the opposite direction because he's almost trying to cut off the path and almost use invisibility to get the one up on this. Gore feeling the mode, and he was trying to use Trog as a distraction for him to stealth better.
So would this be deception or would this be stealth? Which skill are you trying to use?
Let's go ahead with which one of everyone has the higher roll. But
well, you gotta pick something that you're proficient in. So you got survival, you got intimidation, insight.
Oh, it's definitely stealth. It's definitely stealth. It's definitely stealth, bro.
Oh, you're not proficient with stealth. You guys gotta make sure you're actually picking stuff that you are proficient with.
Oh, you gotta be proficient with.
You can argue survival. I'll give you survival for that, or intimidation if you want to intimidate Trog into going somewhere else.
Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead since All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead for the acrobatics for this. I guess it hasn't been used, right?
How are you using acrobatics then?
It's just the way that Gore is moving almost a little faster than what he would have thought he would have been doing. Like I said, he's zipping tree to tree to tree to tree.
Okay. As you're zipping tree to tree, you're having to sort of look over and make sure that you're not crashing into the likes of any sort of bushes, into any branches. You're having to be nimble at this point. Now, most of the time, you went back in, back when you were a simple actual red orc, you were more so just rushing through the likes of the forest, but also sneaking by. Now you have a little bit more of agility with this smaller sprite form, and you're utilizing any tool necessary, like a true Oni. I said, make an acrobatics check. Let's see what you got. If anybody's trying to help out, now's the time to do so.
Cora will help.
All right,
I don't
how's
know how to
Cora?
help in this.
Wait. Actually, no. I never mind. I don't know how to help.
So were you trying to be sneaky? Because if you're not trying to be sneaky, I can help. But if you're trying to be sneaky, I can't really help you.
Ooh, I do have something, but I don't know if you would allow it, Sensei, because it's a skill, but not really. If you would let me, Agni wants to, from recently, he's heard the voice of his goddess, and we are in a very foresty area. He wants to see if he can call out for a little bit of her blessing to help hide Gore in all this shrubbish and trees and leaves as he's making his way through, to kind of keep him as quiet as possible and kind of hide his smaller frame. But it's not really a check, so I'll leave that to you.
Let me ask this real quick, Sensei. Can I use Dex? Can I use my Dex check instead?
Nah, it's got to be his proficient skill.
No. I got proficiency in dexterity.
Bro.
It's not a skill.
Proficient.
Am I not? Oh, it's just proficient.
That's an attribute.
Skill.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro. Just gotta ask the questions. Gotta ask the
Right
questions.
All right, you
Gotta
know
ask
what?
the
I'm
questions.
gonna help him
I'll
by
see what it is.
pushing up into a ball and then hitting him with my bat out of the park, like a home run. I'm gonna try to home run him. That's what I want to do. I don't know if he can scrunch up into a ball though. How tiny can you get?
Gore's only a foot, bro. Like, if anything, you could hit the axe.
You
You'll sort
push
of
up
put the axe
into
under
a
his
ball to
feet.
become more aerodynamic.
Yeah, I'll put the axe under my feet, and you can kind of hit the axe.
Okay, why don't we do that? And I will
Well, like skill
try to knock
challenge, we
him out
gotta
of
get
this park.
creative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to knock him out the park. Yes, I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna
Yo,
take the
my
bat out.
proficiency is
All right, so we're gonna
trash,
retcon
bro.
everything. We're gonna all right, so let's re-describe exactly what you guys are trying to do.
Oh yeah,
then.
just ignore what I said. That's cool.
Hey man.
Just cool.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness gracious! All right, so we're
That's
going.
crazy,
all right, let's.
bro.
What is this Addy Dark Gore special? What is this?
We'll guess we'll recon. But seeing the furry one come out of the forest, like they're kind of already in synergy right now because they've been Night Stalker slashing and they're being about the business. And again, Gore is still pointing where he wants to go. And he kind of like almost like you see somebody hit the parachute, almost fall back, and almost slows down a little bit, and he puts axe first, and he's pointing where he wants to go, but he's moving backwards towards Addy.
All right. That being said, Addy Dark, as this is sort of happening. Okay. Yeah. Describe or what skill are you trying to use, Addy Dark, to help Gore out, and then?
Have to be proficient in it. You said, yeah.
Yep. Have to be proficient in it.
I guess it'd be athletics because we're playing baseball, right?
All right. If we're playing baseball, let's make an athletics check for me, Addy Dark. It's gonna be a 12. It's not gonna be enough. Now, granted, the good news is you don't necessarily use the skill for. This doesn't count up as your one use of the athletic skill. However, it won't necessarily help Gore out to give him advantage. Gore's gonna be only up to you. You see as Addy Dark sort of swings with all their strength. However, they're tired, they're exhausted, they've been running and fighting all day. An acrobatics check of 21. Either way, you're able to send yourself flying with enough force and ferocity directly over towards the Arachnid woman as you begin to go flying through the bushes and more. How are you able to succeed with this 21 on your acrobatics check?
Am I? You said am I or how am I?
How are you?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, he hits it and like it's almost like Addy almost missed, but Gore backed up just a little bit much to catch that Jose Canseco, and pushed and zipped and almost ran into a tree in front of him, but just barely zipped out of the way and moved in, again, the opposite direction, trying to bob and weave where the spider's going. Opposite, just trying to cut him off at the pass.
You got it. So as this sort of happened, you're cutting off all the way over here, trying to cut them off from going any further. As you do so, you think you almost have them cornered for a brief moment. You see as they're climbing up the likes of these wall, or this wall over here, and they're just barely about to get to safety and freedom. You see as another lightning strike begins to form. Everybody, this doesn't count part of the skill challenge, but everybody make a perception check for me. Natural 20, that'll be good. 20 for Zora, you got it. 12 for Arachnid, probably too focused on the rain, or after the likes of the, yeah, probably focused on the rain and also giving chase. 19 from Adidark, you'd notice it. Cora, you would as well. Gore, you as well. So everybody but Agni for this time. You look over, and as this is sort of happening and occurring, you look up, and as lightning begins to strike down from above, you see as it begins to strike into a nearby tree before beginning to surge again in the sky. You see as another lightning strike begins to strike above into a force. You see as Voden, there are multiple floating islands up above you all, and you see as lightning begins to strike down directly onto one of these floating islands. You see for a brief moment, the entire island itself begins to slowly start forming with this sort of strange purplish energy. It begins to start cracking and tearing amongst all of its entirety. As this happens, you look up and hear a massive sort of explosion begins to emerge. As you look to start seeing as debris begins to start falling from the sky itself. You look up and above, and you see as bits and runes are falling and crashing down to the ground. You see as sort of stranger rocks and minerals are flying down, crashing onto the ground, breaking and shattering into millions of pieces. As this sort of happens, you look to notice as there are mana crystals flying about, magic or wild magic is occurring and exploding as it is absolute chaos. You look over, and as you're bobbing and weaving through the likes of this sort of strange debris and more, you're having to duck, dive, and roll out of the way from it, striking into you and your party members. Besides this, you see as the Arachnids or bits of the debris are falling directly in front of them, falling to the side, and they're having a little bit of trouble being able to escape. With this might be the perfect opportunity, but it's going to require a little bit of risk with everything crashing down all around you. With that, you are at 4 successes, 0 failures. It's going to come down to this. Who would like to be the final person, possibly to make their skill check? It's either Adidark or it's going to be Cora. Your choice.
Eddie.
I appreciate that. So I think, given the current dire situations, this seems like the only time to go wereduck and attempt to climb to the very top of these trees and start jumping as I did before, tree to tree in a very swiftly ducky manner. Them being, one of the most vigilant and justice-seeking animals in the kingdom. And I would like to just dash over and try to pounce from the treetops in wereduck form, with some surging of winds and leaves around and stuff. That'd be kind of dope.
All right.
Yeah, and I'd like to athletics check that.
Heck yeah. So Adidark, as you begin to enter the wereduck's form, you notice as bit of your face begins to slowly turn into that of that greenish sort of tint, just like before. You begin to try to spread your makeshift wings and begin to start flapping as much as you possibly can. You soar from tree to tree, jumping immediately and flying about, soaring with the wind as you can. Immediately you see as bits of debris are falling down towards you as you're having to just barely dodge, using that dangerous sense of your barbarian nature. As you do, make an athletics check. Let's see what you got. You need a DC of 20.
For the record here, I need to learn how to make a duck sound before I hit level 16. I feel like.
Ooh, so we're close. 19.
One shy. Oh,
one shy.
That hurts my soul.
One shy. Adidark, as that is only a 19, that is just one below from what you needed. You see as bits of the debris are falling. Go ahead.
I'll give him my inspo.
You want the inspo? All right, Azora, how are you inspiring Adidark to help out in this moment in time?
as she sees him, as she's riding on Zaman, and she sees going branch to branch, she sees that some of the branches, like the elevation of the branches, of course, are all off. So she jumps, she stands on Zaman and jumps up, and it teleports the 15 feet with the boots even higher to push some of the like branches upwards, so he has a more straight path. And then she falls back down onto the horse.
All right, that said, one more shot, one more chance. Addy Dark, make another athletics check. A 9.
Yikes.
Ah, man, that's not gonna do it. That said, you see as you begin to try to leave an opening for it, Addy Dark, that bit of sort of fatigue, that exhaustion and more is all piling on. You've been fighting for a while, and your body, even though you like refuse mentally to give up, refuse to let this night creature leave, your body says otherwise as it slowly almost falling back and falling behind, but you keep trying to truck along. You get about close enough towards the rest of the party, but you need to be faster. We'll see if you can bring it back next time. That said, if we head over towards Cora. Cora, you're the last individual to be able to make a skill challenge before everything resets. How are you going to try to assist any of your allies or try to stop this individual from fleeing? Choice is yours.
Cora is going to try to track any poison or blood that she may have left. So she's going to basically use medicine.
Okay.
Check.
Huh. That being said, yeah, you've been dealing with the likes of medicines, you've been dealing with the likes of poisons and more. As you begin to try to figure out or look over towards their form, you remember, okay, well, if they're a spider, they have poison. See if they've left any bit of it around. You try to see exactly where they're going and where they're possibly headed. That said, all right, so how are you using this to kind of help help get closer towards them, if you will, if you can describe that?
Well, it's really to see, like, which direction that she's going. Mm-hmm. So, she's gonna, like, you know, like how you track bear prints and stuff like that. To see where they're coming from or where they're going, and so that she's basically gonna do that with the use of blood and or poison.
You got it.
I thought he was asking like how's he actually moving, like on foot. Never mind. I thought that's what you was asking.
It's kind of like that, but they're kind of using it as a sort of tracking method to kind of see exactly where they're going to maybe help lead them for something else in the future. All right, Cora. All right, you gotta make the DC of 20. Let's see what you got. Oh, that's not gonna do it. Anybody got any inspiration that they want to throw it towards Cora?
I can give her my inspiration.
You got it. All right. So, Agni, if that's the case, before you roll Cora, how do you try to help assist Cora in this moment in time? You see she's looking towards the poisons, and she seems to have a general idea on where, but she's falling a little bit behind. She needs a little bit of guidance and assistance.
Yeah, so I guess because Agni is up in the air and sort of has a bird's eye view, he can point to Cora and cast message to kind of point out exactly the trail that she should be following, as he can see her, and if he can see her, he has a pretty good idea of where the poisons would be on the ground. So Cora would hear a voice in her head, clearly from Agni, saying, "You're going a little too far off to the right. Look a little bit to the left. There's poisons all around here. She's not that far."
And with that, as you begin to yell this out towards Cora, make another medicine check. It's all or nothing.
Big money, big money, big money. Let's go. 21.
16, no! That being said, as you begin to do so, Agni, you look over and up above as you're trying to sort of relay the message towards Cora, but you see as almost a massive structure flying directly down towards your way. As you're getting ready to yell it out, you have to sort of immediately focus onto dodging survival mode. The message gets cut off and you're not entirely sure whether Cora was able to hear it. As this is happening, Cora begins to try to start catching up with the likes of the rest. At this point, you see as this destructive, explosive floating island from above, it is getting in the way, and now it's all or nothing. Do or die, my friends. You guys are at 4 successes and 2 failures. However, this is the final roll. If you fail it, the Arachnid's going to get away. If you succeed, you'll be able to capture her for the time being. Which one of you wants to make the roll, and how do you want to help or assist trying to capture her? You guys can discuss as a party.
I have an idea. I mean, I have one with intimidation. What else do we have?
I
Bro,
can do survival, but intimidation probably better. I'm thinking something like what I have in mind, like somebody would yell out to Agni and say something along the lines of like, "We're uncoordinated. Tell us what to do," and then he would yell out like a war cry. That's what I envision to like rally everybody to go to the right direction.
All right, is that
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
want to go with?
Yeah, if no one else has anything, then yeah, I'll take it. Then.
I mean, best I would want to do is try to help him, just being eyes ahead of everything else. If Agni was gonna make the call for the right move, like since he's flying high, Gore would see eyes on him and tell him like, "Hey, y'all kind of going the wrong way though," and try to give any help he could to point him in the right direction. If that boosted Agni's war cry to get everybody on point.
So I guess from the sky, Agni kind of getting frustrated with everything that's been going on. He kind of sends a quick message to basically everyone. You would hear, Addy, Gore, you guys are fast. Cut her off from the west flank. Azura, stay behind her with Zaman. You guys can seem to track them just as easily. Cora, stay on top of these lines. They should be able to pounce from the east side of these cliffs, get you ahead of her. I myself am going to cut her off. Agni's then going to basically send a fireball at her to intimidate her to go to exactly where the trap is being set for her, where everyone can basically come in from different directions and not corner her, surround her. Yeah.
You got
Yes.
it. As you begin to do so, you begin to start issuing out orders as all of the Voden Knights begin to follow direction immediately like a well-oiled machine. They spread out to different locations trying to capture her. Each and every single one of you dodging the likes of the ruins, dodging the likes of the floating island debris, and it's all coming down to this. Agni, make an intimidation check as you launch a fireball directly off to the side, trying to cut her off.
Okay.
14. Oh boy.
I do have one thing for this. It's not in the Foundry, but sorcerers have the thing when they fail an ability check, they can burn a sorcery point.
I know exactly
to
what you mean.
roll it.
Yep, I saw that
Yes.
in Rift's Embrace literally yesterday. It's the new sorcerer feature from Tasha's. So you can expend a sorcery point and you can try to re-roll your intimidation check.
Okay. Before I do spend it, I don't know what Gore said. Did I have advantage on that or no?
What did you say again?
The whole point is that since Gore was ahead of the pack and even hearing Agni talk, and since he was airborne, he was sort of seeing that they were going off kilter, and Gore was trying to tell Agni, nah, this way, like they're just coordinating from the skies.
Okay. Let me see what you got here, Gore. Let's see. I'll tell you what. Let's make a survival check or an insight check as you're trying to coordinate with the likes of Agni. If you can survive on this small DC, you can give Agni advantage. Let's see what you got, buddy.
All right, I was going insight.
Insight 12. You're trying to coordinate with the likes of Agni and the bits of leadership sort of trying to almost clashing with one another. On top of that, with the debris falling from everywhere, it's too much chaos to be able to coordinate. You have to sort of immediately, even though you know or what you see, you're gonna have to kind of either go about and do your own thing, or you're going to have to fall into or listen towards Agni. Choice is yours, but regardless, Agni, that intimidation check is going to be a straight roll. You can use your sorcery point to re-roll it though.
Yeah, I've taken it off in my character sheet, and I'll re-roll.
All right, all or nothing. 15, no! And there's no inspiration at all. Nothing, not even a little bit.
Sensei, because Agni slept in this, would he have the advantage you get for rolling skills after waking up, the well rested thing?
Probably not. I think he's already used stuff already. Yeah, he made it. He would have made it for that would have counted towards his first check from originally.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you wake up, it's pretty much your first roll once you wake up.
Yeah, so it would have technically been his very, very first roll at the beginning of the skill challenge. So. Nah.
Okay.
All right. Well, last chance. Anybody got any inspiration from the players or anything like that? Unfortunate.
Nope.
That being said, as this sort of happens, you launch the fireball, Agni, as it strikes down.
Let me ask this.
Okay,
Did my crit success not count for 2? Because back in Sands of Sin, it did a crit counter for 2 successes.
That is very true.
Gotta ask the questions. I know you're a man of consistency. I know you're a man of consistency.
That is the biggest fucking lie. That is the biggest fucking lie of your life.
I know you're a principled man, so I'm just curious.
I'll tell you what, Azora. I'm gonna give you a chance, but it ain't a good one. All right. The dice want what the dice want. But
dice do want what the dice do
you gotta
want.
make this roll. You're known for these terrible RP rolls. So first. Roll. Alright, you know what? I was gonna say a D100, but this is the funnier narrative. Alright, Azora, you gotta RP your way out of this. How are you helping Agni? Or how are you helping this entire scenario? You can try one more time. After this, you roll, and that's it. That's it.
Alright. So, look, just gotta ask the questions. Okay. I'm mostly looking to use survival here. So as he's gonna point to throw the fireball at a firebolt, I'm sorry, at the spider, she's gonna with her oculi sight still active, notice like there's some although the branches are wet, they're still like because it's climbing up that mountain there. She's gonna advise him using survival that it's best to not necessarily aim at the spider, but aim at the trees, so the spider will then divert itself to go to the trap we're trying to lay out.
Alright, if that's the case, here's what it's gonna be. You roll a survival check. If you're able to roll well, you're able to give Agni advantage one more freaking time. Super advantage at this point.
Here we go.
Here we go. 23. That'll be enough. As this begins to happen, begin to use your oculi sight to help out in this situation scenario.
Best I could do, bro. Best I could do.
Hey, man.
That's what you do, man.
At this point, if you can't roll this, hey, the dice want what the dice want.
Sometimes the dice want what the dice want.
Final intimidation check.
And that's what the dice want.
16.
Yo.
That's what the dice want.
Do it up one
man.
time.
That's
Hey,
what the
man.
dice want.
Dice in the day, boy. The dice dicing.
That is the truth. As this begins to happen, you see as the fireball gets unleashed. However, as you begin to throw it towards, you have it in sight. Everything's calculated, Agni, except one sort of aspect that you didn't necessarily account for. You look over, and just for a brief moment, you launch the fireball as you see a bit of debris falling down. As you're throwing it, you realize it just at the last second, but it's already too late. The fireball collides with the entire building and structure. As it crashes, the entire building is completely enveloped, destroyed even from the arcane fire blast. But as it takes the blow, the spider does not. And you see as in the heaps, in the bits of destruction and chaos, you look over and Gore, you see as the spider begins to continue zipping, going through the trees. And as you begin to do so, or as you begin to hunt her down, you rush over off to the side. Gore, you look over exactly where she was, but she's nowhere to be found. You look around immediately wildly for tracks. You look for anything and everything that you possibly can. No spider webs, no traps, no bits of signs, no anything. The Arachnid has gotten away. However, as you look over, You do still see as you have the spider to be able to track for later. But at this point, you're not entirely sure what you're going to do at this moment. You look over and above and you see as this is sort of all happening, you kind of look towards the spider to get ready to start contacting them or trying to follow wherever it's going to be. But you look up and you see another bit of debris is falling down directly towards you. You see as it's getting ready to strike into you, and as it's going to happen, each and every one of you look to see a similar situation as Gore's caught in the midst of it. You see as bits of dirt, bits of stone, bits of sort of magical destruction falls. Everyone, make a dexterity saving throw. Adidark, you do have advantage because you're barbarian feature, but everyone make a dexterity saving throw or be crushed.
Oh, I love
oh, never mind.
I gotta make for NPCs as well.
Can I make an argument that because she's on Zaman, that she's actually just wants to jump off of him?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
All right. Would that be strength instead?
Oh, you're trying to jump off?
Yeah, because I could take it where since I'm on him, that we just both take it. God, but it's hard. I don't know. It's tough for me to argue. Why would I roll Dex if I'm on him?
Probably not, because this is sort of like your reaction time of noticing, okay, this is happening immediately. I need to jump out of the way and I need to do this fast, right? So probably not for this one, sadly.
Okay, so I use Dex. You know, just gotta ask the questions.
All right, let's see what happens. All right, 13, that will fail. 14 from Trog will fail. 20 from Core will succeed. 24 from Hannibal will succeed. Adidark 20 succeed. Agony will fail with a 3. Gore will succeed with a 19. Zaman will fail with a 2. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4 failures. Too many to sort of continue on. As this happens, you see as let me make for the lions as well. It's just
quick question.
Yeah, I was just
Can
about
I use
to ask
my
that.
reaction for? So is it a amount of people, or do we all had to succeed?
It's more of this. You would look over and you would see to the point where but all of these individuals are in the process of being literally crushed and killed. Would you rather go if you probably don't help them and stay back and save them, they're probably going to die. So it's a matter and correct me if I'm wrong, unless you guys just want to keep on going anyways. Would you want to see these many people die, or would you want to help them out knowing that you could? My argument is you probably would stay back and help them to make sure, and then just go after it another day. That is my argument, but you can deny it completely if you think it is that way instead.
No, my only question was I didn't know if it was worth me using my reaction to make someone succeed, but if it's about all of so then
at this point there's too many people for it to even really matter at this point. But again, if you think your character would, by all means you can, but just let me know.
No, I mean if it's pointless then.
All right. With that, as this begins to happen, those of you who failed immediately, you black out from the likes of this sort of debris crashing onto you. And with that, those who succeed, you look over and you see as all the bits are sort of falling out and about, the smoke begins to billow out towards you all, and eventually begin to try to wade from the likes of the destruction for a brief moment in time, trying to look around for an opening to try to reach out and try to save each and every one of the Voden Knights. For the sake of brevity, it takes you several minutes to do so. Several long minutes as you begin to try to find exactly where each and every individual is, figure out to grab, or use a little bit of teamwork to get them out of safety, get them out of or get them to safety and get them out of harm's way. With that, you guys are all alive, you're all exhausted, but sadly the target has fled. With that, Voden Knights, that'll be the end of this skill challenge. Alright, let me switch the music. Eventually about 25 minutes pass and you guys already realize that the chase is gone. But choice is yours on what you want to say or do, as eventually the debris begins to start. It seems to stop for a long enough time. With that, let me this, do this. You guys can move. Eventually, you guys are all waking up after being healed up or being sort of, you know, dragged to safety, slapped awake, however you want to do it. So you guys are all free to do stuff.
Zoro say, well, that was a good try, but we're going to, I'm sure, catch up to them one day. We should cut our losses now, go back to where we were, near the pond, gather the materials, and head back to the village. Let's take the victory where we can. Many night creatures were slain.
We can talk about what happened on the way back. I don't understand how you guys were out here for over a day, but I'm sure you guys have plenty to report.
Big fish, octopus, robo, mechanical, like Zaman. Trouble, lots of trouble. That being said, as Trog utters those words, what does everybody else say or do?
Let's go back and recover. We've been out here for a very long time. And look at Addy, he's on his last legs.
Addy Darkwood spits some blood out to the ground. Still standing. The hunt continues.
You should be careful. It doesn't look like you have much blood left to be wasting.
I can't calmly go to rest knowing that they're just out there.
This I understand. However, they've always been out there, yet he was able to rest in those trees. In your current state, we wouldn't want something happening to you. You're the only one who understands these creatures. Losing you would be losing quite the utility in knowledge. Unfortunately, the team cannot suffer such a loss.
How far away are we from the village? I guess would I know that?
Granted, you ran a little bit. It's only like 45 minutes an hour. Not even really that much. Especially if you guys used all the means of transportation you just used. Yeah, you'll be able to get there in no time, like 30 minutes, 20 minutes.
And we literally have like no direction of where the spider.
Nah, trail has gone completely cold. At this point, if Gore would kind of probably, well, unless they're doing anything else, but they would be able to see that.
Gore, slightly frustrated, but kind of like still kind of exhilarated by the hunt, isn't gonna let this go down like this. In some ways, so he puts the brand of castigation on the spider and lets it go. I'll amplify it if I need to.
As you begin to do so, you invoke.
Sorry, sorry, that can. What is that spider? Where did you get that from? Wait, what is that thing?
That was the spider that the Arachnid gave to Gore to use for tracking. Now, his brand of castigation, basically, it allows him to track said spider exactly where it's going and know which direction it is at all times. So, as this is sort of happening, Gore, you sort of hold your the war axe of the serpent god Dendar towards the sky. And amidst the sort of storm, it begins to crackle with a bit of electricity as you hold out the spider that the Arachnid gave you, and begin to brand a symbol of a demon or a symbol of Phonax into the spider for the time being. Whichever one you choose. You'll eventually see as the spider jumps off of your hand, jumps off your arm, and begins to start scuttering past. Eventually, you see as it goes off. And you look towards the rest of your allies as they're sort of packing up their things and getting ready to head back. So, do you join them, or is there anything else you need to do?
Nah, Gore wouldn't put Phonax on there because that blow up his spot. That'd be against deception. So he would put something a little bit more familiar on it.
Okay.
If he saw anything even almost, does it matter the brand, or is it only can specifically be?
It's just flavor.
Yeah, like if from when they fought before, he would think that any symbol that he saw that they had and would burn something is as close to that as possible into it.
Okay, I think I got an idea. Easy enough, but same sort of thing.
I guess. Do we see you do all this, Gore? Or are you doing this somewhere far? Are you so
like
far away?
nowhere near us, bro.
Yeah. Gore did it as soon. Yeah, he did it up front because I was already ahead of y'all, so he wasn't gonna. He just hunting. He would just kept on this joint, so he had to do it quick.
So, eventually, Gore, you can move your token back towards the party as eventually you make your way back over. As you do.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you guys need to say or talk about before you head back? Or
has Zora seen that? Oh, go ahead, Zaman.
Zaman says, "Let's quickly scout this area and then get the materials we left behind. Since we're already out here, we might as well make the most use of it."
Yeah, I was gonna say that same. Has Zora seen these look like some animals of who knows what kind. So yeah, she was gonna do like an investigation check to see if there was any subcoins materials around here by any chance.
Just because of that, I'm gonna make you lose soul coin. No, fuck with you. All right, don't make an investigation. Make a nature check for this one. You're gonna get something else. Trust me.
Nature, okay.
7.
Can I help her?
Yeah, you can help her. You can help her.
Yeah, he would have casted guidance and say that's what he's trying to help. He's going to cast guidance, and then he's going to say,
want anybody's help today, bro. Shit.
And he's going to say, Azor, look, you have to be in sync with the earth and the materials like this, and that's how he's going to advise her. And then he's going to try to like help her, guide her using his mineral form.
You got it. Nature check again, Azor.
Cope.
8.
Yo, get us out of here.
Nah, but it's not actually not too bad. I can tell you a little bit of what you know, but you don't know everything about it, and it makes sense considering what you find. You looking over towards the bones of this creature. This suggests that this is the bone structure of a creature not necessarily use or normal in the likes of Jaded Dragon Valley. Now, Zaman and Zora, you are both from Jaded Dragon Valley, but the more important thing is you guys have also ventured towards the Forbidden Expanse. Looking over towards this seems to be like a winged creature, similar to that of a pteranodon or a pterodactyl. Creatures only seen in the Forbidden Expanse, dinosaurs, if you will. You look over towards it, and the bones seem to have been here for a long time, but you also notice there are cracks and shatters, or the bones seem to be cracked and shattered into millions of pieces. You're not entirely sure if it was from the debris, or like the debris crashing onto it from above, or if it was like that for a longer time. Regardless, this is definitely strange and a little bit out of your wheelhouse, but definitely interesting.
Okay. The other question I have, so these mushrooms that are around, do they look like different mushrooms than the ones back at camp?
Not really. They look fairly similar. They're just smaller in nature. These are probably like the little what do you call it? Hints towards that there is a mushroom village or mushroom something nearby.
Okay. So yeah. Zora would take note of the pterodactyl bones and all that, and she again would say, "Yeah, let's get back to you so you all rest up."
All right. So
yeah, that's yeah. The mom just reiterate. Let's quickly scout this area for any potential useful items, and then go back the way we came to the village.
So if everybody's scavenging, let's make some survival checks for everyone that is assisting. I'll make it for the NPCs. Let's see what everybody's able to get. As you all fan out for a bit and try to collect stuff. Alright, let's see what we got. This will determine, this is a group check, so this will determine exactly how much materials and just resources in general that you get, as well as soul coins. You might get -1 just because of what Kane said, bro. I might have to take some away, bro. All right.
Thirsty for the coins.
All right, Gore, what did you get?
Well, I think I got a 17 or 19. Hold on, I gotta scroll up.
Wow.
Yeah, 19.
19. All right, that'll be good. Core, what about you?
I got an 8.
Got an 8. That's fine. I guess group check. So, Addy Dark, what about you?
I got a 7.
Oh no! All right, all right. Agni and then Zaman. What you got, Agni?
Got a 9.
Oh, god damn! All right. Zaman, what'd you get?
I got a 21.
Okay, all right. There we go. 21, and then
21.
we got Gore, and then we got Trog. What do you get?
17.
Okay, 17. All right, and then Azor, what'd you get?
25.
There we go. All right, and Hannibal got a 19. I think that's everyone, right? Yep, that's everyone. So yeah, between the likes of all of y'all, let me get everything that you get. All right. So, d6 plus 2. All right. Pick one person to roll a d6 plus 2.
I'll roll it.
Oh, I mean,
Who's rolling?
I rolled. I rolled.
Yeah. Plus 2? Yeah.
Yeah, so
6
that's
in total.
6. So you guys
6.
find a total of 6 soul coins throughout all of it. Someone roll a d8 plus 2.
I'm updating it now, guys.
I can do it.
8 plus
The
2.
D8 plus 2.
Yep, d8 plus 2.
3.
All right, that's gonna be 3 materials for y'all. All right, someone roll a d12 plus 3.
I got it.
All right.
Don't get fired.
Bro, I tell you, today's been high rolls for me all day, bro.
It's crazy for Azora.
Except for that one nature. Everything was over 20 except for that one nature roll.
It's all been good except that one time. We don't talk about that one time.
So yeah, what you said, a D12 plus 3, so 14.
That's gonna plus 3. That's gonna be 14 medicine. All right.
Let's go.
That's gonna be helpful for Cora. And then I need you guys find them both. Yeah, it's a little bit. Someone roll a d4 plus 1.
Or Addy.
I'll do it. It won't bother me much. D4 plus 1, huh?
Mm-hmm. God damn. All right.
Hot.
Ambrosi is happy tonight, and it makes sense that you rolled this. You find 5 mana crystals. Or 5 mana resources.
Yeah, your man is hot.
All right, could feed our
Yeah, the
nuclear
re-up.
reactor. Let's go.
All right, and then last sort of thing, food or water. Probably not food or water here. Look around. Yeah, no food or water from over here. Water, if you do want to, if anybody wants to get creative, you guys, if you have any buckets or water canteens, you can literally just probably have Zaman or just craft something to try to catch any of the water from above, if you want. But if you
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
all right,
I think we have some canteens.
Don't we got a whole water source like right near the materials that we gotta collect? And then
yeah, I mean that's fair. So I guess you can just try to collect the water over there if you want. But, oh, hold up. Discord broke. Yeah. So a little. So I guess while I'm loading back into Discord, everybody make sure to go like the video over on YouTube. It helps us out and it helps us get us to our watch time. Yeah, just Discord pooped itself for a second. But yeah, everybody go like the video over on YouTube. It does help us out while you're doing it. And if you're enjoying the stream, just hit the follow button. It does help out all the time. All right. Let me bring this back. All right. So, as you guys are heading back towards the original area where this all sort of started, you gather all of the bits of your things, begin to head back. Let me switch over towards that map. Now, obviously, things aren't going to be accurate. I got to change everything to reflect it, but just bear with me for a bit, and we'll get you there.
Cool.
Sounds good.
So we're going to that previous map first?
Yeah, pretty much.
Copy.
If there's anything you need to do here, then yeah, just let me know. If not, then yeah, I got you, and we can just skip past it.
I think we just needed to gather the materials because I don't think we rolled for it or we knew exactly how much we got. And I think Trog had a net for fish. I'm curious. I mean, it's been a while. I'm curious, is there anything in this net?
Oh man. All right. Besides that, is there anything else you guys need to do over here, or you guys good?
She
Gore
was
would just walk and talk while they were going. That's all. Gore wouldn't have done all that without letting everybody know what went down. This is Gore.
So I'll tell you what.
I mean,
while I'm setting everything up, y'all want to like RP that? Go ahead, Kane. Don't want to cut you off. My bad.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah, we could do all that RP. But yeah, she wants to check the bodies of these night creatures, to see if any of them have like small daggers or short swords or anything like that.
All right, gotcha.
I would burn the bodies after that is done.
All right, got you. So, while I'm setting everything up, y'all can talk amongst yourselves, and I'll get you everything that you.
I then
need.
will jump into the water and try to antagonize a Kraken to fight us all right now.
All right, good. Yeah, you got it, Gore. You can take it away, I guess.
Stupid. So while they're getting ready to toss those bodies on whatever fire that Addie's doing it, 100% Gore would help, and Gore would be like, "Furry, feathery one, you truly are fearless one. We had to fight that one. Different. She tried to play with Gore's mind before. Gore did the same to her."
I'm trying to remember what was in field of view of me. Yeah, and with the way that it was set up before, did I see everything going on, or I was just probably didn't even see really? To be
Honestly, probably not. Barbarian rage, night creature in front of you, Zaman trying to stop you from killing a night creature. Man, probably not.
All I saw was Zaman rooting my foot in, and I'll never forget. And by the way, I didn't even see her. How'd she get away so fast? I didn't even see her when we were chasing her. The Michonne vamp.
Mm-hmm. She was gone.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So is that you responding to Gore, or what's going on, Eddie?
Just getting my bearings. That night creature was the one who cast the spell on Azura many ages ago. They are not dumb, they're crafty. Their tricks are deceiving, and they are not to be trusted.
Ah, Gore knows tricks too. When his former life, us orcs were known to trick them. Use deception. The potion that the stench one told me about had her head over heels for Gore.
Well, remember last time someone was head over heels, and then when you had that baby mama drama with that pixie?
Ah, Gore's wallet is still safe. He even felt a tingling a while back. But he's smarter than that.
I just imagined a tingling, and I'm just, yeah, that is okay.
It's definitely a reference to something else.
Like,
it's definitely a reference to another game.
Like, what is he talking about?
Sensei knows.
Hey man.
Why did you not slay her then, Gore? When she was weak and feeble and in love, as you say.
Because, fearless one, we made a pact. We cannot do that yet. When we can slit her throat, Gore will be there to help. But she did give away her position, and she doesn't even know it.
What do you speak of? Very cryptic for you, Gore. You've been more straightforward.
She sent one of those little spiders to me. Only it showed me where she goes next. I've branded it. We'll know. I can feel it now, getting closer to where they hide.
This must be one of the skills you spoke of when you were an Oni. This is something we can utilize for sure.
will, quick one indeed. She won't pull another one over on Gore. But I'm sure she won't be happy when she comes to.
Well, I don't know what's going on with this truce. Did she attack you all?
She tried, quick one. And then the potion from the stench one stopped her in her tracks. She called off them all. She even stopped one that looked, and Gore almost looks. He would have noticed the eyes were the same with the other John.
Say that one more time.
Would Gore have noticed the eyes were the same with the other shorty?
The same sort of thing as in like that you've seen also throughout the campaign. Also, Derry got a little bit of feedback coming in.
Like would he been able to say the eyes are the same as hers?
Yeah, they would be the same. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Gore would have noticed that, right? Got you. That's all I'm checking. And be like, Gore's lost all of his people. But quick one, I think that other one was one of yours.
Like somebody who was follow the Bushido code.
No, quick one. And Gore almost like pulls down one eye, like, you know, like the extra, like trying to make sure you know what he's talking about. It's all in the eyes. Gore's seen the way yours work. Hers were the same, but restrained, it seemed. She didn't fight like you, but something was holding her back, and it wasn't the spidery one.
Was she a night creature as well?
It seems. But they said they both answered to the dragon. Does that mean anything to you? Because I don't think you told Gore about the sages, have you?
Trog's gonna say something on this. I know of dragon. Kind of. Not really much, but name. Dragon, leader of Dynasty. Trog from Dynasty originally, remember?
Speak more, special one. Now's the time to say something.
Don't know much about dragon, but dragon feared, dragon powerful, very, very scary, very, very fearsome, rule with iron grip in name of destiny and victory by any means. That's all Trog know. Never seen or met him.
Would you happen to know a name?
He'll shake his head no.
Gore will be like, his name doesn't matter. But if we stop him, we can stop the rest of them.
Of course, if you cut off the leader's head, the rest will fall, but he seems well protected if someone in their ranks don't even know their name. It's probably a good chance he could be at the tournament. Something to keep our eyes on.
Yes.
It is good to see you all uninjured. Well, not dead. You guys were gone for quite a long period of time. Even the villagers started to ask questions.
The greedy one hunts different than the rest of us. He needed more intimacy with his quarrel.
Speaking of which, as Gore begins to refer to the greedy one as Zaman, you look over and there is, in fact, that no one's really questioned, there's a giant robotic owl bear that is not killing you right now. It seems to have the minerals attached to it that you know that are Zaman's, but it seems to be that he's been able to successfully capture it for the time being. The hunt, in this regard, definitely went successful.
Well, no, she don't know Trog did a net. Never mind.
While this is sort of happening, Trog's gonna pretty much go look over towards the net and kind of just start messing with that. Trog, look for kills or caught fish, then kill.
I will come with you, Trog.
Oh, okay. As you do, you kind of head over to help Trog as he's trying to bring in the little bits of the fish off to the side. Anybody else doing anything for now, or are you all good?
Mostly
right,
good,
right.
but I mean, do have to. I mean, at this point, you're right. Agni'd probably be wondering why is this mechanical thing here, and why are we not killing it? Because Zaman hasn't said a thing.
Hey, nobody asked anything.
Everything we've
I thought
ever seen
Zaman
from
was-
mechanical has killed us. So it's like, well, I guess
This is
this
the quietest
parts
I
as
had
well.
never seen Zaman in a time to be RPing. He ain't said nothing. The one time we supposed to be
This
RPing,
is
he
spare
don't want to say
parts
nothing.
right here.
All of a sudden,
Right. Hilarious.
I mean,
he
if
got
Zaman
he got his owl there. He don't need us no more. He's got his
If
friend.
Zaman
He
was
don't
to
need us,
see any hostility towards the owlbear, he'll say, "The owlbear is tamed. It's safe. I'm controlling it now."
So it's safe for parts.
No, it is safe for us to use. If I can control mechanical creatures like this, it can be great for additional defenses and even in combat.
What happens if you're not around?
It is still under my control. Minerals are everywhere.
Well, let's collect the materials and items in the foods here. All in all, it may not have ended the way we have wanted, but this could still be somewhat of a success. Gora, perhaps you could take some time to see if there's anything here that could help with potions or anything.
Cora, you're muted if you're saying anything.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. She's gonna do that.
So looking for potions or looking for any bits of herbs and more. Make a just quick survival check as you're kind of looking around, looking towards the flowers, the foliage, everything. Nature.
You
5.
said nature or survival?
This is survival. You're just scavenging around. Looking about, you gauge that most of these, you can take the flowers, but they're not going to really do much of anything for you. This is more, they don't really provide any medicinal properties. Not really useful.
Copy.
So, eventually, as Trog and Zaman, you guys are able to finish up. You gather the last bit of your things, and judging by all the fish that you've collected from just hunting in general with Addy Dark and more, but also the ones caught in the net, you're able to gather a bit of 12 materials worth of fish and robotic parts. You also see as in the, or kind of in the ground and kind of by the bridge, you notice as they're kind of dug into the ground a little bit, you find 5 more soul coins. On top of that, you do see as you actually were able to catch a little bit of actual fish besides the robotic ones. You do notice as the normal looking fish, they seem to have they seem to have been attacked. Judging by the bites into them, you get the sense that the robotic fish were fighting with the normal fish and trying to kill them instead. But regardless, you're able to get 3 stocks of food from the process.
Copy.
So 12 materials, 5 soul coins, and 3 food.
Zaman will keep one of the mechanical fish to give to Mal to compare to the owlbear.
Alright. With that, if all you guys are good to go, eventually you gather your things, gather any tools, and you begin to head back towards the village or wherever you wish.
I think just one more thing. When we were RPing back with seemed like Gore, Azura, and Agni. I guess I would look to you, Azura and Agni. Said we were attacked by these spiders. I don't think this truce is true, and I will continue to hunt the night creatures as if it's not.
Yes, of course. If the Arachnid lady attacked you all, then the truce is truly off. However, go ahead.
No, finish.
However, that's the thing about diplomacy and politics. If it wasn't her herself who laid hands upon you, then what they can always argue that is not a breaking of the truce.
I can even concur with that. The dynasty works in ways to, excuse my language, but to simply piss you off. They look at the rules and they bend it and use technicalities to get their way.
Put it like this. In war, there's no rules. The history is written by the victor. We only know of said truce because we broke said truce. And if they think we didn't break the truce, we would have never known about it. In my eyes, we don't know anything about a truce. Until a formal letter of documentation has been sent to us, it means nothing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they did do that actually. Or
No.
was
No,
that word
we
of
only-
mouth? I think it was either
Yeah,
word
we
of
heard-
mouth. Go ahead.
Yeah, we heard it through the guy that we
Yeah, the guy that Agni
Yeah.
picked up, he
Gotcha.
said it. So if he, basically that guy
Okay.
didn't exist, which
Okay.
he don't, we know nothing about a truce.
Yep.
Copy, gotcha. Okay. So we didn't know. He just didn't. We didn't
Yeah,
see him.
exactly. So in his mind, either we know about the truce and we've already broken it, or we don't know, and we don't know.
All right.
Or I guess realistically, we could have think that guy was just saying that so we
Yeah,
didn't kill him.
Exactly.
Or we
There was no, there was nothing from
Yeah.
them. So we'll just keep it pushing.
That said, I guess Hannibal will probably ask this one. So what should we do then from here? What's the next plan of action? Everyone
Let's-
seems all roughed up, but after tending to your wounds, what should we do after all of this has occurred?
I will heed the advice of the knights and rest up, but the hunt continues tomorrow. They could be close, they could be here right now. I've seen these small spiders throughout the village already. They're constantly tracking us. We need to start doing some scouting of our own.
If that is the case, if we hunt them down, though we don't know where they are going, what do we do when we find them? Do we pounce immediately, or do we just scout for intelligence?
I say and live by one creed only, and that's to slay the night. If there are night creatures amongst, they will perish. Anyone else dealing with the dynasty or the ops, that is for the group to decide, but night creatures will be slain.
What if people are being turned into night creatures without their will? Will you still slay them, even if they could be on our side?
Had to pause so I didn't incorrectly use a word there. Had a mental block. Almost just had like a if If they've succumbed to the night, they're no longer the man or woman they were before. They will be slain. If those that are being captured and turned, perhaps there's still a hope for them. But anyone who has turned to the night will be slain by it.
So if you are ever turned into a night creature, shall we slay you as well?
We had this
Well-
conversation. The exact same questions were asked before.
What was the response? I don't know.
Out of curiosity, actually, no, it wouldn't be Hannibal asking this. Honestly, it'd be.
Nah,
Okay.
I was just saying. Nah, I'd have gave like you asked that same question to him before.
I asked was like
Mhm.
a
You
good.
said if he turned, then are we
It
expecting?
was, it
never
was the
asked
same
you
exact
that.
question.
Yeah,
It was the same exact
question.
question, bro.
Well,
Yeah, and y'all was going back and forth for like 15 minutes on that.
Trog
clearly I wasn't
would
listening.
probably ask this though, because I don't think he's ever really gotten a straight answer, and he's kind of just curious. I'll look over towards Addy, and he'll just say, he's kind of sitting down. Why hate night creatures so much? What happened?
Frog ain't been around? You ain't been around the streets long enough to hear the tale, bro?
No.
Oh, man. Let's continue that story as we move towards the village. And yeah, before I get into that, yeah, does anybody else got anything he's here? So we can just get walking back to the village?
Yeah, like I said, I just want to see if there's any daggers or short swords on any of the bodies.
So you actually probably wouldn't have found it here, but you would have found it like in the other map. So what you would have found probably, let me look over. Daggers and short sword. Oh wait, hold on. You're looking at the bodies, but on top of that,
Yeah,
you would have
like,
found some
yeah.
weapons anyways. So back in the other map, nothing too crazy. Just like a longbow, about 2 short swords, and like a war axe. That's about it. So if you need to grab those things, you can.
Nah, I should probably just take the longbow and 2 short swords.
You got it. Over here, yeah. So let me go check exactly what they had. You wouldn't really find
I'll take the
actually.
axe.
Okay, take the axe. All right. I got you. I'll add that to your inventory in a second.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
don't
she's
It's
just
just-
gonna give it. She's gonna give it straight
all
to the.
It's all just going to the training arena.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna give it straight to Rouse and them. So
Okay. So
Yeah.
besides that, nah, you wouldn't actually find any weapons actually on any of these corpses. No, not really any daggers, not really any swords. All the night creatures, they use nothing but paws, bro. Nothing but hands.
copy.
But they definitely did fight with a sort of unnatural strength. Addy Dark, well, you're used to it, but for those who haven't dealt with the night creatures, you're kind of put off by exactly how strong they were and how physical they were. So, all right. If that's all from everybody, then as you guys begin to start heading back towards the village, you guys can just sort of talk amongst yourselves, but I am assuming you're basically walking back in this process.
I need to like get this story straight because I feel like every time I tell it, it's different. But I just tell Trog that they murdered my family, burned my village down. Shit wasn't cool. Where folk don't fuck with them. Some shit along that line.
Damn, you ain't gonna RP it? Come on, bro.
You know the problem is that I feel like I've told the story like 6 times and very
Nah,
different
no.
each one. I owe you a real RP one of these days.
All right, I got you. So, as you begin to,
I'm trying to get that DM's inspiration with my RP. All right.
I'll tell you what, Addy Dark. This is not for like death or anything. This is to see if you can recall the events. Make a high saving throw that you have for the time being.
Definitely thought you were going to be like the vampiric touch, Constitution saving throw. God damn it.
Oh, don't worry, I got something for that.
You said
the
saving
dwarf
throw, yeah?
leader.
You said saving throw, right?
Yeah, saving throw. I think that's strength for you.
Oh, it's not Constitution.
Oh, is it? It might be con.
This is whatever's the
Oh, it's
highest,
the
right?
same,
They're the same.
yeah,
I
it's the
can
same
choose.
thing. Yeah, you can just choose.
Okay. I've been feeling the constitution over strength personally. So.
12. You try to recall a little bit of information of the past, but like you said, it is a little bit foggy. Now, you do recall or recount some events. You do remember growing up in the likes of the snowy wastelands that most of you guys could kind of assume to be the Azure Taiga. Now, talking about the sort of differing werefolk tribes, you remember, you begin to recount their sort of elemental affinities, specifically in the likes of fire, water, air, and earth. Each were tribe, not necessarily, or each elemental tribe not necessarily only containing werefolk, but there being separate sects in each element, having a fair bit of werefolk as well. So, for example, there may be like, let's say in like the water portion or the water tribe, there may be like, 20 or 30 so werefolks, but the rest of the other 80, that they're not all werefolk, they just work in tandem to get the job done of slaying pretty much night creatures and fighting back against, well, darkness, the corruption, if you will. You being a trained fighter, you at least remember and recount all of this, but past that point, you do only are able to recall about how they destroyed and attacked a portion of the village, and you had to sort of not necessarily flee from the wreckage, but you got separated from the tribe in the wreckage. Unsure what their fate is, you can almost assume that all of them are dead. But as you recount the tale, you try to fill in as many blanks as you possibly can, adding your own theories or assumptions, but regardless, they only remain theories and assumptions. Eventually.
And one of the things is the god alignment stuff. Would I know that or no? Like which? Because wasn't there like gods tied to each element or something?
Yeah, you would. You would know that there were individuals tied to each element. Make a religion check. I know you know one for sure, but let's see if you can recount a little bit more. Oh boy, religion, yes sir. All right. Time to go pull out notes from a couple years ago. All right, give me 2 seconds. I gotta. Where would this be? This would be in.
And yeah, you can also DM it to me afterwards. It's not huge, unless anybody else is interested besides me. I don't want to bore anybody with just my.
No, you're gonna want to know this one. You're gonna want to know this one.
Bro, I'm always here for the lore.
And I know cats in chat, so this is gonna be funny. Where is Project Aurora? There we go. Hey, it's the first thing I found. Okay, perfect. So, the god of fire, you would, or the god of like, now these are sort of, not really pantheon, but these individuals that they would typically worship, they would be of either representing an element or representing the season or representing a type of season or both. Them being the brothers or the sons and daughters of Nylea, the goddess of the hunt, if you will. Now, Ignos, the one that you were the most familiar with, being the god of the god of flame, the god of heat and fire. Another individual you would know would be the likes of Haru, the god of flow and cycles, specifically being the individual looking over the likes of the water tribe. Over the likes of the sort of air tribe and the earth tribe. The earth tribe you don't necessarily know too much about, you didn't really interact with them as you only had your one with Ignos and the fire tribe. But you do know the air tribe was ruled by two individuals, one that you didn't really meet, but you did hear the name Vitalia before for one of them, but that's about it. Some of you are like, oh shit, okay, all right. But besides that, that's what just the names that you kind of heard in passing. You didn't really interact with them too much because things happened at a young age.
Roger, thank you.
All right, so as you guys begin to head back towards the village and more, eventually you guys arrive and you guys are free to do as you wish and rest up as you also wish. You do notice as the rain above still begins to pour down, despite everything. It is annoying, especially for you, Agni, but you deal with it for the time being and you push on through. regardless, what do you all say or do in this moment in time? Is there any business that you need to handle in the village, or are you guys all going straight to bed?
Probably straight to bed. Do we know what we want to build?
We can discuss that afterwards.
All right.
I do know Agni wants to sort of gather up a bit of like the leadership like Orbeer and was it Ido? Yeah, Ido.
Yeah.
To kind of talk with them a bit with Azura at some point, because according to my notes, it's daytime. Yes.
It is no.
Yeah.
It is nighttime.
I swear this keeps changing. I swear, I write it down every session and it's never correct.
Yeah, I wrote down nighttime last session.
Me too. I asked. So it is nighttime this session.
It is nighttime. Tomorrow you guys are going to be rolling for the clip
Clipping this.
Clip
I'm clipping this.
it. You know, because last time you guys rolled for the health, I think you were catching up and everything. But yeah, tomorrow, next week, it'll be daytime for everybody.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
We gonna see. I'm gonna just say it's like, you know, it's midday next time. It's like not really nice, not really day. Just it's fucking
Dusk.
Yeah, dusk. I think I did already starting some of those. All right. So Agni and Azora, is that what you two were doing? You gathering Ido and Orbeer?
Yeah, sure.
All right. You haven't you just meeting them in the village, or are you meeting them at like the war room?
Is it Phil too, or just Ido and Orbeer?
The war room. I mean,
All right.
Phil. Yeah, Phil could be there. Gashir could sit outside.
All right. Phil the people, the voice of the people. All right. I would probably say as well. No, I'm gonna say that for later. All right. As you guys begin to start heading over towards the war room more, you'll see as they make their way inside and then begin to try to find a form of seating. Now, while that's sort of happening, just make sure I got everybody's on the list and everybody's able to do what they need. So let's go down everything. So Addy Dark, where are you headed or going? What are you about to do?
Bro, if you don't point me to Gashir's crib so I can keep an eye on him as usual.
All right, you got it. All right, so you're taking a dirt nap. No, I'm kidding. Are you taking a nap? Cora, what you got?
You said Gore?
No, Cora.
Oh, Cora wants to do two things. She wants to talk to the head builder, and she would also go into the lab to make a potion.
All right, so if you're going over there, you're gonna want to go to the other map. You're gonna have to go north of the village. Easy enough. And you're gonna just pretty much all you gotta do to contact the head builder is just gotta scream out for Bill Roy's name. But so that's what you're about to do. All right, and then make sure everybody's got their thing. So Gore, what are you about to head over to do? Oh, yeah, that's where we're going. Yeah, there we are.
He was gonna talk to Azora right quick. Well, just to try and touch base with some of the info that he picked up.
Yeah, we could do that before we go in. I go with Agni.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's
like while Agni's collecting the you know, Orbeer and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's about to happen over there, and then Zaman, what are you about to head over and do?
He's also going to go to the alchemy lab and try to start making some poisons using that Hydra poison he harvested.
All right, so that's what you're about to do. All right, so let's start off with Gore and then Azora. Then we're gonna head over to Cora and Zaman afterwards.
All right.
So eventually, as you kind of stop Azora, just for a quick moment to talk to her and touch base, what do you all say and what do you all do?
Gore would zip up to Azora and be like, "Quick one, we must speak."
You see her just waiting on the bridge. You know, your passive perception's kind of decent, so you could tell like she's looking like she's almost like she's looking around. you know, like looking for something. And she turns around to you and she says, this is a good time. We may speak. What is on your mind?
It was the one of your tribe. Gora zips next to you, and he's trying to show you as a little bit of, I guess, compassion for it, considering he's lost his folk. I stopped the spidery one from using him. The fearless one, the greedy one would have crushed them. But Gora was able to make her let her go away. I tried. Oh no, go ahead. Do your thing.
She said, "If it's true what you said, and they try to stop their curse by making another deal with something just as dark as the devils. Well, I no longer would consider myself part of that tribe then. It is one way, I guess, to extend our life. But I wish they would have chosen to just end this contract with this devil.
No, quick one. Gore doesn't think it was like that. He's seen those tricks before, trying to control one's mind. The spidery one couldn't even break it. They said it was one of the dragons.
No.
Is it one of the sages you speak of?
No, you misunderstood. I'm saying if they decided to become night creatures, regardless of who they work for, be it the dragon, be it Clothis, be it the speaker of the skies, if they chose that cheap way to extend their life instead of finding a way to make sure future daughters of the clan and she takes a deep breath and she just says, no, I don't know if it's part of the sages or anything like that, but if they took that cheap way out, well, if I do meet them, then I feel as though I have no choice but to end them like Addy says. Regardless if they're under somebody else's control or not. They are now creatures of the night. It'd be no different than if we seen them gloss over with an astral form, in my opinion. But to answer your question, yes, these people, these sages, the ones that roll over the marks on your hand, and she looks down at your hand and she says, have you felt anything from it? A tingle or anything?
Goro looked down at his mark, and he'd be like, it hasn't spoke with me like the rest of yours. It didn't give life like it did for the fearless one. God knows when it's time. Phoenix will show him what his mark does. I'm sure it'll be a sight.
Well, I can say mine did not do anything. Good.
Both of you make a perception check real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is with sight.
Perception check.
We're gonna
Bro,
rewind.
you see
them.
these rolls?
Woo,
like, where was this
buddy.
last week, man?
Buddy.
Hey man, you better go ahead. You better hit the training arena real quick. Go now.
Go.
But looking over towards it, it is actually something interesting. Something you kind of didn't notice, so we're gonna rewind that a little bit. You do notice, Gore, as your mark, not all the way, but it is slowly, like, kind of pulsating, just ever so slightly. It's very hard to notice, and due to, like, you not necessarily, like, always looking at your hands or anything like that, but, you would notice as it's not really like moving or anything like that, but it's just slowly shining a bit of blue. With this sort of intact, Gore, make an intelligence check for just a second.
Okay. Intelligence. Ability check.
20.
Ooh,
You
Gore.
see as it's sort of pulsing for a brief moment, notice that there's a little bit of a rhythm to it. And you begin to start focusing and to touch your sort of neck, hold over towards your heart. It seems to be pulsing with the likes of your heartbeat at the moment. I mean, to think back for just a second, and when you were out in the hunt, you weren't really paying much attention to it, but that bit of excitement, that bit of thrill for the hunt, you chasing after that individual, rushing over, using any tactics, any means, I got your adrenaline pumping, and it probably was sort of shining and activating at that point in time. That wasn't necessarily just you enjoying it. Markham might have been making you feel that way as well. Looking over towards it continues to shine every now and again, but what do you both say or do knowing that?
Well, she will continue to say, I'll switch it up a little, and she'll say, the one thing we just have to remember is these marks, there's a bit of influence from those who they originate from, the sages of the dragons. That is, what does it all mean? What does your mark truly do? You're gonna have to discover that out yourself. My mark did not do anything until I started messing with it myself. I've gotten it to work twice. The first time I was able to see things that weren't there necessarily. The second time, you remember that time Jade got taken by that thing with the hat? The Keeper.
Gore remembers that thing.
Yes, the second time I messed with it, I saw something like that, but not quite the Keeper. It was someone else. The one who told me the information about the sages. I would just advise you try to play around with it a bit. See what you could get, what type of information you could get upon it. And then report back what it could do. Perhaps it could be a useful tool for us, or if it's anything like the Black Star Agni has, it's something we have to have caution over. Either way, information is better than nothing.
Okay. And Gore not wanting to impede, would almost get up like he's walking away. And he would say, "Quick one. If you say the sages can control others, we better make sure that the one from your clan isn't being used by that sage. We should see if she's marked too. She didn't look like she wanted to be there. She was trying to fight, but I don't think she has your strength." Look, I'll give her this one mercy. Before my blade meets her neck, I will ask if the clan themselves chose to ally themselves with the creatures of the night to extend their life, or if they were made or forced to be this way. And then she puts her hand on Gore's shoulder and she says, "But either way, regardless of the answer, they must be dealt with. The quicker the better. Those type of creatures, those are the knights, they only multiply by turning others. So to allow one to get away is perhaps allowing two to fall under the knight's grasp." Gore would nod and be like, "Quick one. Don't get it confused. God knows we're at war. He knows war well. Those that may seem innocent may have to fall. The blood must be paid. Creatures must be slayed. But Gore's lost his whole family, his whole clan. Gore can't say that he wouldn't have made the same deal if it gave a chance to have his clan back. I don't know if you get what Gore's trying to tell you. I don't think he's necessarily saying it's a right thing.
I mean,
But,
yeah,
but
she
Gore
hears
is saying he gets it, but he also knows that Gore is very much so in tune with the fact that we're at a war, and if people need to get bodied and they have to be dropped, it's so be it. So be it. But Gore wants, in some way, is trying to say like he's lost everything. Don't give up all hope yet, because he's already been past that point. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, she hears you. That's what she says. She'll give the mercy and ask. But if they're like, yeah, you know, we voluntarily signed up, but apparently part of that contract is we had to work with these guys. Like, you know, then it's like, well, she's like, all right, well, time to get clapped up. But yeah, so she hears you. She hears you.
All right, bet. And then Gore starts to slowly zip up. He's like, Gore will focus on this mark. He'll try something different. New tactics for a new war. And he nods and sort of zips off into the night. Yeah, but he's gonna go more so almost on top of whatever the building they are, almost like Addy be knocking, but he's gonna sort of meditate and praise, so close like he did the Fanatics, but he's gonna try to focus on the mark, but that's for later.
All right, you got it. So, as you two begin to go your separate ways, Azor, you begin.
What I was gonna ask is, so she's looking to see if, you know, after all that, if Riles, Moss, Vass, and Inaki made it back.
Yeah. So they were kind of like chasing after you, so it'll probably be a little bit of time. Because they didn't necessarily like catch up with you. They're having to kind of like backtrack exactly where you guys have gone, and then finding the tracks are like, okay, are you guys back?
Yeah.
They're going on a whole little mini adventure, bro. Where did the Voden Knights go?
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, she'll make her way in.
All right, so as you do that, you'll meet Agni inside. We'll come back to y'all in a second, but we have another thing to take care of as we look over towards Zaman and Korra. All the way. Oh, I guess I get to reveal this map for the first time. Well, not really for the first time. It's since all the changes. All right, let's head over towards the trade district of the Mushroom Kingdom. Zaman and Korra, as you begin to walk over, you would notice as where the Sewer King's sort of domain was, it definitely seems completely altered and changed. There are multiple sort of myconids and more off to the side as they're all sort of talking, conversing, sort of gauging, looking over towards the sort of water and all of this sort of changes. It seems interesting as a lot of them are kind of looking over towards what is kind of going on, what these buildings are for, kind of conversing and making their own theories. Points of interest real quick. You'll see as Mao seems to be working on this sort of strange, the purification system off to the side, that he's sort of hooking up to for a little bit more of investigation, past the fact of after you, Korra, Agni, and Philo have been able to purify it through the likes of divine magic. Mao has sort of taken it upon himself to start investigating what the hell has been inside this thing. While that's doing that, there is a stranger sort of spirit who I don't think any of you have talked to just yet, that seems to have a giant big bag, and they're like kind of waiting for someone or something.
Been looking for this man forever.
Yeah. Also, if you want, you don't see it immediately. Gashir is over here doing Gashir things. I'll leave that to whether you guys care or not. Want to see what the hell he's doing over there, but choice is yours on where you all want to go and what you all want to say.
Zaman will have his owlbear with him, and he'll probably put that over in the animal pen. And right. he would point to Korra and say, "Do you know that sparrow over there, Korra?"
Say that one more time.
Do you know that spirit over there, Korra? He will
no,
point to. He will point to this thing over here.
No, I don't.
I'm curious. I don't think I've seen anyone like that one before. Maybe it'd be worth having a chat.
She would nod and start to head over.
As you begin to start heading over, immediately as you do, well, just a pointed thing, Zaman, as you begin to usher the giant robotic owlbear, yeah, this definitely ain't doing any favor for y'all. No favors at all as you begin to move them and manage them through to follow. You'll see as this spirit, also special shout out to Mort for being able to draw this one up. They will be looking around. They're kind of like have a little bit of a ticked off expression on their face, a little bit impatient, looking around like, and they'll say, "All right, where in the hell are they?" Finally, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Where the hell have you been?
Looking for us. What do you mean?
Yeah, I got a little bit of mail. I'm the new sort of mail spirit in town.
Mail?
Yeah, you got mail. You know Bill Roy? Or Bill Roy? So, Bill Roy. Fuck it. Yeah, the builder spirit.
The build? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like his cousin or something. My name's Gary.
Okay, nice to meet you, Gary. So you say you have mail for us?
Yeah. I got a couple of things from those other marked folks. You got your marks here. I just gotta check you real quick.
He'll show him the mark.
All right, good. And you? Gonna point over towards Cora.
She opens up her hand.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this one, they want to formally announce this sort of thing. This is from, they should probably get a name eventually at some point, but these are from the Seven Souls, the people from the Taiga, the one with the bear lady, also the tiefling, the little purple one, little sketchy little fella. You know what I'm talking about? No? Yes? No? Yes?
Yeah, he never, yes, I know you're referring to, yes.
All right, perfect. Cool. Here, they're giving you a little bit of water. So, here, you'll see as he sort of slaps down the likes of the giant bag, opens it up, and you see as there's a massive sort of jug of water for each and every single one of you. It is ridiculous as you look over towards it. You're kind of... It looks bigger than the bag that this spirit carries.
That's gracious of you. Can you send them a reply of thanks?
Yeah, I'll make sure they get the message. I think they're like kind of fighting for their lives right now, but I can worry about it after the fact that they don't die. Yeah, so this is gonna be 10 stocks of water. Here you go, and also they made sure to sort of leave you something all special. You know, Sensei begins to also pull out the likes of a small little note, or not. Actually, not one note. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. This one's to pretty much to each of you. All of you have, I believe, gods or something equivalent into this in this group, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So here, this one's from Yana. He'll point it over towards you, Zaman. This one's to you from Iroas, giving it to you, Cora. And then he'll give this one to, I believe, War Chief Agni, Addy Doc, Azora, and Gore. Gore has 2. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but here you go.
Zamana, take them.
That OnlyFans bill.
Zamana take his, and then he'll get the rest of Cora, and says, if it's regarding gods, you're probably the best to deliver the message, Cora.
Okay. Now, these are just like notes.
Yeah, these are just kind of like notes. They are letters more so. They're kind of wrapped up by a little tassel and more, but yeah.
So Cora asks, where did you get a note from Auroraverse from?
Okay, everybody's always asking questions. All right, I'm gonna put it to you straight. So basically, I have a big boss. Don't ask the big boss's name. That's all you need to know. He watches over everything, and he watches over you to make sure you don't die. Well, not really. I actually, that's a lie. He doesn't really care whether you live or die. But the point is, he makes sure we, as in, you know, the spirits, we don't die.
I don't believe you. And then she just walks away.
I mean, fine. You don't have to believe Gary. Gary gave you that message. Well, he didn't write the message, but he at least delivered it. Don't hate the messenger, hate the fucking what do you call it? Deliver. Well, fuck it, who cares? He's gonna look over towards Amon. What do you want?
He has the messages though.
He had the messages, yeah.
Yeah, she took it from him as when he gave it to her, and then said she doesn't believe him in anything.
Yeah.
Copy. Well, like I said, send them a note of our thanks and that we appreciate their generosity, and let them know if they need anything from us, just to holla.
Fair enough. Also, don't forget to check your voicemails. The little, little thingy. Point towards your hand.
Of course. I'll do that as soon as we regroup as a group.
Well, and just in general, I have no idea if you have any voicemails, but just in case. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate the time.
That being said, you'll see as he begins to nod, and Gary is going to wave before literally exploding into lightning energy before dropping off to the side. Similar to like the other spirits, he begins to completely deapparate and head off pretty much to the next realm. So while this is sort of happening, we head over towards Korra inside as we begin to look towards a little bit of the alchemy lab, and you see as there's a handful of things for you to sort of use, manage, and manipulate. What type of potions would you like to make inside here, Korra? Zaman, you can follow afterwards if you want, but I think you're about to head over and get the Auroraverse first.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch with the Auroraverse first.
Alright, so let's go on, Korra.
She's going to attempt to do the Supreme.
Supreme healing potion. What's the DC on that? I think that's 20 for that one. I'm pretty sure.
Superior, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Superior. It is 20.
Superior, okay. So Superior... Okay, yeah, gotcha. So Superior is going to be a DC 20, and it's going to use 8 medicine stocks. Do you still want to use it? And how many do you want to use?
We have 28. I'll start with 1, because I don't want to take too much from whatever Zamad's going to do.
Fair enough. Alright, so let's start
with 1.
Alright, make a... basically just make a wisdom saving throw. That's the equivalent for this check.
Now,
Yeah, I was about to say that part. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got an advantage, and if you want to cast guidance, or if you want to do that, then by all means,
she's
go
going
for
to
it.
cast guidance on herself.
Alright, let's see what you got.
You said wisdom?
Yep, wisdom saving throw, basically.
Hopefully this is all. Oh, that sucks. Well, guidance ain't going to help with that.
Nah, it's not gonna help. As you begin to try to start making the likes of this potion, it doesn't seem to... You're not necessarily getting the likes of the formula down. It's taking a little bit more time. You're getting a little bit frustrated, so you take a break and begin to try to tackle it later. Looking around and about, you don't use any of your medicine stock, so that's the good news, but it is kind of nice as you kind of think about it for just a brief second. Despite being in this sort of warforged body, you do look around, and this is an actual village that you kind of help build. You actually find yourself in a building where you're not having to rush around and survive pretty much all the time. You're not having to run around in dungeons and immediately have to worry about, dying every 4 seconds. It is nice to sort of take a break and just be able to do a couple of finer things than just potion making and more. Regardless, Korra, as you're on cooldown for right now, is there anything else you want to do, or are you just going to keep trying to make some potions in a bit?
She's just going to keep trying to make potions.
Alright, you got it. Alright, let's look over towards Zaman. Where are you headed? What you doing?
He's gonna head over to the animal pen and then set up the owlbear and make sure it's good and safe.
Alright, so as you sort of do, you gotta look over and you'll see as You walk over. You'll see as the villagers are like, "What the fuck is this?" As you bring a giant robot bear over, they're not gonna ask questions, but they look a little bit worried and concerned. But as you do, you'll see as Gashir is saying, "Look, see, the Noxious Blade has been able to make this new training pit. See, it is a new obstacle course. Look, see it." You'll see as Gashir is going to be training, quote unquote, in the animal pen. You'll see as he begins to use the likes of his sword, like, "Hiya! Hiya! Hiya! Take that little up, or fiend." And he begins to start stabbing, like, "Hiya!" What do you sort of do, Zaman?
Zaman will look at him and he'll see the foolishness, but he's gonna take the opportunity to toy with him. He says, "Oh, Gashir, I heard you was over here training, so I decided to bring this owlbear to help you."
Gashir is going to look at that thing and say, "Oh, I mean, this isn't really like a live demonstration. I mean, I'm just sort of showing these lookies the ropes."
I mean, a mini little owlbear should be nothing for the Noxious Blade, right?
I mean, of course, naturally, but you know, it's just we don't want to overwhelm their brains with too much precise or precision. There we go.
Well, Gashir, I heard Azor is probably looking for you. So if you're done playing around and you don't want a real challenge with this owlbear, I advise you head back to the village.
Oh, of course. Gashir is looking to claim the right once more of the most skilled samurai. The Noxious Blade will bid you all farewell for now, but training will begin first thing in the morning. That being said, he's just gonna fucking sprint away. He's just gonna keep running. Out of game, you'll just hear, as you don't hear this, but Gashir's just gonna be like, "Dodged a bullet like again, my friend. Nothing that the Noxious Blade can't handle." And he's just gonna hype himself up and run over to the rest of the other side of the village. But as you kind of put the owl bear, put a little area for them. You have to kind of adjust it a little bit for the bigger sort of person, but you're able to do so easy enough, and eventually head out to wherever you need to go.
Copy. Yeah, he's gonna go back to the alchemy lab and try to make these poisons.
All right. That said, what type of poisons are you trying to make, Zaman? You see his Korras in here just kind of trying to work on their own stuff.
Can you?
Can I give him advantage?
He already has advantage from being in here.
Oh, never mind.
I don't know if you posted the list of poisons.
Oh, did I not?
I did. I did, Chris. It's in our Discord.
The list of different poisons or potions?
That should be also in the announcements. Poisons? No, okay. Yeah, so it's in your Discord then.
Is it in game content? Where is it at?
It's in Valley of Dreams, in our Discord, bro. It's pinned.
I'll see if I can find it as well.
Nah, I don't see any poisons, bro.
Alright, I got you. I found them. Alright, looking in game content chat. Same thing or similar mechanics to the cooking mechanics. You don't know what they do until you actually make them.
Copy. I guess he'll start with the truth serum.
Truth serum. All right, let me go pull this up. There we go. All right, so for this, where is it? Crafting Coaster initially. Why is it that way? That might not be correct. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta see what this is about. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, yeah, that's very, very simple. Yeah, because these poisons aren't supposed to be like that ridiculous to make. So, truth serum, just make a wisdom check. Now, do you have a poisoner's... Oh, wait, no, it comes with the poisoner's kit. Do you have proficiency in a poisoner's kit?
I do not. I have proficiency in survival though.
Okay, so you're gonna want to probably like start with getting proficient with the poisoner's kit. So that'll be a little bit of time. So Zaman, you have Cora over here to kind of teach you a little bit of the ins and outs of herbalism, and hoping that will kind of translate. So with that,
So I am proficient in the herbalism kit, just not the poisoner's kit.
okay. So this is more so you just experimenting and trying to figure this out for yourself then.
Yeah.
All right. So if that's the case, if you guys both actually want to become proficient in poisoner's kit, you can try to start studying that up a little bit. But both of you, if you wish, you can make a wisdom saving throw for both of you.
B? Is it still at advantage or?
Yes, this is with advantage.
Yeah, I would have had. I didn't say it, but I would have casted guidance, but it's cool.
I believe you. No, you're good. You can add a d4. 3. 20 is what you need. So, Cora, it seems to be as you both are trying to investigate on or into the likes of this poison crafting and poison making, Zaman definitely has a little bit more of a knack or an affinity towards it rather than you. As you kind of see what's going on, maybe you leave it for another time. You're going to focus on making more healing potions or magical potions for the time. Zaman, you spend a little bit making them, or at least trying to figure out the ins and outs of it, and you're ready to make your first sort of poison. Make your wisdom check, wisdom saving throw for that one, and then we're gonna head over towards Zora and Agni.
B?
21, easy enough. You're able to make a bit of truth serum, and I'll explain what that does when we get back. Alrighty, let's head over towards... Alright, where is the original map? There we go. So, Zora, Agni, as you begin to step foot into the likes of the sort of war room, eventually you'll see as the other Myconid elders begin to take a seat over towards, what you have. As they look over, you'll see as Orbir will kind of say, hello, so, what exactly did you call us here for? Is everything okay?
Please, have a seat. Azura and I would like to discuss some of the things that have been going along with the village. We've come to an understanding when we first come here. However, we want to make sure everything is going smoothly.
Very well, very well. You'll see as Elo will look over.
Real quick, Sensei, can you just put Orbir on the right side? It's killing my OCD.
You got it.
I just put it there. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, hold on. I'm gonna just like, how do you feel about this game, bro? How do you feel? Oh man. But yeah, as this sort of happens, you'll see as Orbir will kind of say, very well. Let's hear it.
Well, first, we've heard from Phil, who's been nominated as the voice of the people. But you two, how do you believe things are going? I know some of you had some reserves of us being here, but it's been some time.
You'll see as Orbir will begin to say, to be honest, the village is seen better days. It is in a bit of an uproar, but it's nothing that we can't really handle. I think the villagers have been, how you say, excited, for a lack of a better term. Energetic and very strong in their beliefs, but I believe eventually, through time and through action, well, views will eventually change and be more accepting. Overall, though, I believe everything is going well. You'll hear as Ito will begin to say, I did have my how you say, opinions on the Voden Knights. However, I can't really argue with results, and I also can't argue with action. You knights have been responsible in saving my life, and you've also upheld your bargain on building more and more. Though we still don't have defenses, I'm sure this is a process, and I am willing to trust your judgment now, compared to when you originally arrived. Overall in the village, there's been talks, but there's been talks of a group of individuals inside the village. I do not know more. However, some individuals that are of an unruly nature. We'll see as Phil begins to look over and kind of say, oh, well, I mean, how do I say it? There's been some opinions sort of flying around or whatever about the Voden Knights, but it's hard to pinpoint who exactly are sort of saying this. Whenever we sort of go earthbound and we all talk at night, it's kind of impossible to figure out who's saying what. It's just a bunch of voices. Though we're very, very friendly here, we don't know everybody. I've been trying to figure out exactly who for you guys, but I just simply can't. I'm gonna keep trying, though.
Don't worry, Zora says to him.
I just begin to think about Riles and what they've been doing.
Poor.
It's good to speak your honest opinion. I wouldn't have it any other way. Zaggy says that he goes sort of into his pants and pulls out a scroll. And I'm actually going to send it to you, Key. If you pull up.
Alright, let's see.
I've written up something to sort of unite us. An agreement of sort. A little bit more than what we originally talked about. If you'd like, I'd like to read it, Orbir. And I'd appreciate if you didn't interrupt me until the end. I think between Azura and I, these terms are fair. And at the end, there will be news from Azura that'll probably make the village quite happy.
Very well, I'm all ears.
So, starting on this day forward, the Voden Knights and the people living in the Mushroom Kingdom will have come to an agreement on a full partnership with the following terms. The Voden Knights, as we mentioned when we first came here, will provide protection to the village, known as the Mushroom Kingdom. In return, as you guys have been, the Mushroom Kingdom will provide workers free of charge to collect food from both gardens, and now collect water from the northern area provided by the Knights. I'm sure your people have wandered and seen a little bit of the expansion. The Voden Knights will also not build anymore in this village area, the home part of the Mushroom Kingdom. This will not happen unless a majority vote from the council. In return, myself, War Chief Agni, is now a member of the council. I believe I have shown integrity and honesty within leading the village alongside you in order to have that respect to be able to be put onto the council. All buildings to be built to the north by us, the Voden Knights, free of use for anyone in the Mushroom Kingdom. In return, they will also work on needed buildings at a base pay. We've discussed 50 silver per day, added incentives to anyone in management roles. We are also implementing a new bounty system for any villager willing to earn some extra money with any free time they might have. We are looking for things called soul coins. And Agni sort of pulls out one of them. For every 5, 3 gold pieces. Materials such as lumber, animal skin. Every 5, a gold piece. And lastly, any medicine you might find while out. For every 5, 50 silver. If anyone is to find any of these items, they can report to myself or Zaman for payment. Also, this agreement cannot be altered unless majority rule by the current council. We believe, myself and Azura, these terms are fair, and we are also working towards this right now. You guys would receive protection, new buildings, such as the playground, which has been spoken by Phil, for the kids. You also see buildings such as the new alchemy lab, which has been built to the north for any type of research you would want to do on your own. And in turn, we are also looking to build a tavern, which has also been claimed by Phil. I will let Azura get in a bit more to the tavern and what's to come next. I believe these terms are fair. What do you guys think?
All have done an interesting job. A very good job, in fact. I'll leave this one to Aido. As this individual begins to speak, they look it over. Very well, I see. I'd probably believe that. Everything seems, for the most part, okay. But, and there is a but, the bounty system. Now, soul coins, I personally do not know what they are or what they are capable of, so I have no opinion on that. But gold and materials, I do know that well. I believe gold has always been of value. Maybe not much to us in a bartering system, but we have traded, rarely, but we have traded before with random assortment of villagers, or survivors in the past. 5 gold per 5 materials would be fair, or 1 gold per material.
Agni will look over at Exora, not to exclude her from the conversation.
She'll look over at Ido and say, "The bounty system is volunteer service. We are, of course, still going to be paying individuals. The reason why we believe those prices are fair is because at the end of the day, when your people, the Myconid people, request buildings such as the playground, such as whatever else in the future, a bigger garden, an improved or other improvements to the village, we do not ask any cost from them. However, those materials that they find, although we pay them, in many ways, as you can see if you look around, go back into investment into the village. Yes, if we were just some folks simply outside looking for you all to bring us materials, I would then see your point. However, this is so we could find a way to incentivize the the people to feel good about helping us build this place. Feel good about finding materials so we could all put that tavern together, or a boutique, or a playground. It is not about money. It is about incentivizing people to do a little something different in their day-to-day, especially those who do not have the jobs.
Persuasion check with advantage, Azora. Agni, if you want to add anything, you can reduce the DC.
Sure. As I've mentioned before, we believe this is fair. This is not something we have just come up with last night. It's something that we've worked on based on location, the people here, and the needed funds. We are going to be building things for you guys. So, we're going to need materials. As Azura mentioned, you don't have to do this. No one does. This is more for extracurricular activities. I'm sure you know a mushroom or two that really wants to get ahead of the game. This is here for those people that want to put in the extra work. I think it is very fair.
That said, alright, DC will be decreased significantly. Alright, Azora, persuasion check with advantage. Not a hard sell. You'll see as... It's not...
Well, I was about to say, don't we get the D4 for being in here?
Oh, I think that's only attack rolls and like saving. I don't think it does anything for diplomacy. But so there's good news and bad news. The good news is you're able to talk them down from their original price, but the bad news is not all the way down to your original price. We'll see as Ida would say, these are very fair and valid points, but if we raising the gold reward would incentivize more people to actually participate in the first place. I think 2 gold and 5 silver would suffice.
Is it just the materials you have the issue with?
I know nothing about soul coins. Medicine, it is a good thing to have, but we have an abundance of it. I suppose it wouldn't be that hard for them to find. An abundance in, say, mushrooms or plants affected by our spores. That is fine.
I'm sure you're familiar with being on the council, Vito. You seem wise. How about, because all of this can be amended when all of us come together, we have it at 2 gold per 5. This way, if we need adjusting, or if we need to increase it, we have a way to go up.
Persuasion check, Agni.
All right, we're using another one of the sorcery points.
This is rough, man. This is rough. 17, that's
better?
a lot better.
A little better?
17. You'll see as... I mean to think for a moment. They'll look over and they will begin to both nod. We speak as diplomats. We shall abide by this. 2 gold, then.
I'm glad you see it our way. Now, Azura, I know you've talked a little bit with Phil, with some upcoming plans for the village. Would you mind to elaborate to them?
So, like Agni has said, we will be building a tavern. So that way we can all celebrate and mingle together. But even more than that, we're planning on throwing a festival as well. This festival will be planned by me and Cora. But we was hoping if one of you can also assist or at least provide some ideas as to what the Myconid culture would like to celebrate or like utilization in their celebrations. But this is something that we believe will help put the people at rest, these two things, and to assist in showing that we are not just here to be warmongers, but we are here to work in unison with you all, to build a stronger, better community against not only the ops, but whoever comes to threaten this place.
We'll see as they begin to look over. I believe I can help oversee that. But I can explain our ways, explain our rich culture over the cycles. But another time, not now, of course.
Yes. Yes, of course. Once we return to the village, as we will be heading out again, once I'll gather Cora, and then us three can speak.
Very well. That said, is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
Please, make sure you sign the document.
Does it have the changes?
Yes. We'll make the necessary changes. Obviously, I can't do it right now, but Aggie will.
Just making sure.
He will essentially kind of take his finger, produce a little bit of flame, scratch out the number, and then take a quill and kind of write in the actual new number.
Got it. With that, you'll see as Ido and Orbi will begin to sign. Phil doesn't really sign. He's just the voice of the people. He's just the, speaker. But as they begin to do so, you'll see as they sort of press one of their hands, kind of like a fingerprint onto it, and you'll see as it begins to sear a little bit of a sort of poisonous sort of touch. Nothing to destroy the paper, but enough to sort of get the sense that this is how they just sort of sign things or leave their mark on things. As they do,
Good.
you'll see as diplomacy is made. Is there anything else you'd like to say, or are you guys done here?
Good. Phil, a little bit later, we can discuss on if anyone has preferences on where they would like to work. I know Azura and I might have some recommendations for the new market stalls, but that can be discussed a little later.
See as he kind of nods.
You guys are free to leave. Thank you.
Thank you. Look forward to having more conversations like this. With that, alright, Voden Knights, you'll see as they begin to get up and leave as we head over towards Addy Dark and Gore in just 1 second, but, oh boy, finally. Now, one sort of thing, just to make sure. They would have asked this, but we don't have to RP it. Are individuals outside of the village able to take up said bounty hunting sort of opportunities? Or is it only the mushroom villagers inside this village?
Shit, they got connects to mushrooms
Sir,
far
there's
away.
other people? Like, what?
Yes.
Yes?
Well, if that's the case, congratulations, Voden Knights. I have been waiting for this since the conception of the campaign. Since, one, you guys now have a little bit of an economy sort of going on, and two, since you guys have a bounty hunting system, I can finally do this now. I can now start running one-shots in the likes of Voden, featuring other adventurers, other players, other people that can actually take up quests to help the likes of you guys out in Valley of Dreams. And in fact, it gets even cooler because you, as Azora or Zaman, because you guys are the ones who labeled yourselves to do it, they will be going towards you as looking for guidance on the sort of bounties, and they will be turning in the materials to you. Meaning, you guys will be able to be quest givers for the new.
Don't give us that kind of power.
I know.
Oh boy!
That means you, in fact, get to fuck with people at newer players
Oh my god.
Oh,
who
this
are
is
way
glorious.
lower level. They're bright and
Dean.
young.
Dean and ADP, let's go.
Oh
I
man.
hate you so much for that right now. I hate you
Let's
so much
go.
for that right now.
Oh man. So there you go. There you go. I've been waiting for that. And it seems like actually shortly after that's what's gonna be happening with Secrets, and everyone else soon. So hell yeah. All right. As we look over. All right, real quick. We'll head over towards Addy Dark for just a brief second, a brief moment in time, as this was just gonna happen real quick. You look over Addy Dark, and you see as you begin to look over, kind of stalking from the top of Gashir's house. Kind of, you'll see as Gashir is sort of rushing back off to the side. Oh, okay. Finally, I can rest. I don't have to worry about anything. And he kind of looks up and looks directly at you, kind of just sitting there. What are you doing, Addy Dark? Are you just eyeing Gashir as he's sort of rushing over towards his house?
And I'm like on his house, right? I'm
Yeah,
not
you're like
nearby,
on top
I'm
of the
like-
house, or on
Yeah, I'm
top,
on
or
top of
in
the
a
house,
tree
yeah.
nearby. One or the other.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would always be lounging with like one leg over. Say, hope you have a good night's rest. Just a nice glare.
Yes, a wonderful night's sleep. Okay, look. Can we talk? Can we talk for a second? I think we need to have a sort of get on the same page. You know, like from just for one quick second.
The weak and dishonest always put me to sleep, and I'm tired. What do you have, Gashir?
I am not weak. I am very strong. But that's besides the point. So like, you'll see as they kind of like start moving over, kind of looking up towards you on top of the house. So like, is that a reason why you keep watching over like my house specifically? I mean, there's many other sort of mushroom houses and mushroom folk, myconids and more. But why like mine specifically? You know?
Well, night creatures like to prey on the weakest of the villages, turning them first. You know, Gashir, that's why I'm here. You have not proven yourself yet. You've not collected any fangs of any sort. You're weak, to be said, you know. In my village, the weakest were just tossed out, right into the river, at a very young age.
You'll see as Gashir just is like, just kind of has an expression like, oh my.
We are from a frozen tundra, as I just found out. It's very cold out there.
I am not. I can't be weak. I mean, you've seen me-
Gashir, you don't need to worry. That is why I'm here. To protect you, just in case the night creatures come. I'll make sure we get that first kill together. And then have you ever pried fangs out with your bare fist? Really put some work in your hands. Get some grit there. Let me take a look at your palms. Let me see if you got farmer's hands.
Look over, they are perfectly fine, as if they even got a manicure almost.
Yeah, a few night creatures in. We'll toughen you up.
You'll see as Gashir is looking over, and it's like, okay, between me and you, can you like keep a secret or something? Just you know, like a sort of Gashir and Addy Dark sort of thing, right?
Gashir, I'm a vault. I mean, when I say that, I'm kind of an open vault, though. So, what do you got?
Okay, so look. Okay, so here's the thing. So I really so you know, I mean, I know it's besides like, you know, popular beliefs, but Gashir is not really that strong. But what the Gashir does have, he has his quick wits and his connections. See, here's the thing. Said connections that I have sort of formed, I might be in a little bit more trouble. But you, Adidar, my guy, my boy, you are very, very strong, very powerful, strong warrior. Could you, like, possibly, without anybody else knowing, like, kind of, teach me how to, survive? You know, this is sort of me and you thing. This conversation does not leave this place, right? Or between me and you.
Sure, I'll make sure to grab you next time we go hunting. You can always use, how should I say, an assistant.
Okay. Perfect. Very cool. Very cool. Also, question. You haven't seen... how do I say it? You haven't had any sort of weird dreams or anything, right? Nothing like, particularly of a dragon? No, I know, crazy, right? The dragons. But, nothing like that, right?
I'm only haunted by my enemies. Does the dragon haunt you, perhaps? It's an enemy?
Kind of, but it's kind of like, I mean, a sort of strange astral shadowy dragon. This kind of looks like the little... You remember those mushroom folk that were like, oh, join us, brothers and... yeah, kind of like that. Same colors and everything. I kind of have strange dreams occasionally, but it's nothing too serious, right? Right?
Seems you need to do two things. Whenever your mind is clouded, I always find peace with just gripping a night creature with my bare hands and ripping it in half. That seems to be pretty therapeutic for me. Perhaps you could try ripping a night creature in half with your bare hands?
Look towards his, definitely not farmer's hands. I'll give it a try, but, probably while you're there, just in case things go wrong. But, again, conversation, I go on next hunt, but me and you only know about this, right? Right? Yeah, perfect. Good.
Ooh, Gashir Addy hunt. Oh gosh.
It's gonna go
You
well.
must not know what happens out
I was
there.
just right now. I'm gonna be like, survival check for this hunt. Yeah, I ain't leaving the village. We gonna roll some dice for this hunt. I'm good. Survival check, please.
You don't want to see the noxious blade in that?
I think I'm gonna survival check with that for that little training exercise.
Oh man.
He said, I'm gonna get him straight. We're gonna go hunting for that Kraken, number 1. That's gonna be your first hunt. Kraken part 2.
Kraken part 2. All right. So that said, Yashir will sort of nod and look over towards you, and they're gonna do their thing. They're gonna go
As
inside.
he's leaving, I just want to make sure I make the hand gesture to him. Like tear him in half.
He's gonna give you like, thumbs up. He's gonna kind of try to make a rip and tearing sort of motion, and then give you a little smile as he does the motion like this.
Try it on a tree branch first. The largest tree branch you can find, though.
I mean, like right now, or like, can I do it like when I wake up, or?
No, right now. It's great. It's right before bed.
I mean, sure,
Very
I mean,
therapeutic.
I'm a little tired and exhausted. I did a whole bunch of training in the new
Oh,
training.
that's perfect. If you're tired, it's even better. You'll burn more calories. So exercise works.
Okay, fine. He's gonna find the nearest big tree and make a strength check. Then you see as he rips and he's sort of like having to use a little bit of his like feet to kind of pull. Come on, you son of a... And eventually kind of rips off a bit of wood. He kind of falls down onto his ass, a little tumbling, or pretty much tumbling for a bit. Ha! I got it! As he holds it up in excitement. Look at this. No single tree can hold back by the noxious blade's might.
Let me know if that helps you with the dreams tomorrow.
Will do. He looks down, looks at the tree branch, realizes what he just did, kind of feels ashamed of himself, and then just wallows in pain inside his own house. While he's doing that, that is what he does. Addy Dark, I assume you find sleep afterwards. Alright. Meanwhile, we're gonna go towards Gore, and then we're gonna... then we're gonna run back towards Amon and Korra. Alright, Gore. So, what are you doing messing with the likes of this sort of mark? Where are you headed to do this?
It'd probably be right on top of the sleeping quarters. He would just be sitting there, and he would really just be trying to focus just on the pulsing of the mark.
As you begin to do so, begin to focus on the pulsing of the mark and what you kind of felt, what you were kind of thinking about during that time. As you begin to do so, begin to think about chasing, the hunt, traveling, a gnat, whatever. You begin to sort of think about traveling, hunting, finding this individual. As you begin to do so, your vision begins to start changing and shifting. You notice as something weird begins to occur. Your vision begins to change and shift. You close your eyes for just a brief moment. Or roll a d4.
D4.
Perfect. As you begin to do so, you begin to see as almost as if you have a eagle eyes view, an out of body sort of experience. You see yourself above the village, high up, looking down towards everyone and everything. Immediately, your vision begins to just jet far away. Immediately, you begin to feel the rushing sensation as if wind is sort of flying past you for a moment. You begin to go through the likes of bushes, go through trees, a similar feeling to when you were chasing after the Arachnid. You pass over the likes of a massive sort of beach before eventually begin to ride or go through and find no longer an area of, how you say, greenery, flowers, a beautiful aura about. Instead, you find snow. Lots and lots of snow. You see as mountains begin to, or mountain ranges begins to form, snowy trees are abundant. You look past all of it as your vision is sort of rushing immediately. And you see a sort of direction up ahead. Eventually, your vision begins to stop as it goes through this sort of snowy wasteland. It begins to freeze for just a moment. You look down and you see many of the ops, many the corruption. There seems to be a battle happening at the moment for just a second. Seems to be spells, arcane bolts flying past, swords being swung and struck about before the visions begin to end and change. You look over back towards your form and you have this sort of weird kind of piercing sensation. You look around and you know where that location is. You know the direction, you know the path, you know the trail, you know how to get there. But why? Not entirely sure what it's all about, but you look down towards your mark and you see as it's sort of swirling for a moment, you know, before eventually it begins to stop. As it does so, the pain, or not the pain, but that sort of feeling, that sort of strange sensation in your head, it does not fade. It remains. Regardless, as you know the direction, you're not sure what else to do with it, but you know it leads probably towards the snow. I said, what would you like, or what do you say or do gaining this information?
Can I tell like the actual physical distance?
Physical distance, very, almost, as you begin to try to think of like the exact distance, you almost know it immediately, knowing almost a number, knowing almost or gauging almost an exact time and day you would be able to arrive. It's a decent bit. It's a very long trek. Definitely several days of travel on foot, but even with you going at full speed, it's gonna take you a bit. Probably, where are you guys at? Probably 10 days, to be fair.
All right. Duly noted. I would think Gore would just assume, I mean, do what the Zealot does, right? Gore would kind of giggle, almost laugh to himself, and he'd be like, more gifts. Yes. Gore is doing the right things. You won't die, Diego. And I think he would just assume as Finak's giving him some good old gifts, pointing him the way to head on. So yep, that's what it is. He'll let people know probably in the morning, but yeah, he's focused on it.
That's as you begin to do so, you look over, and it seems to be as a couple of builder spirits are out and about. And as they begin to do so, with each one sort of hopping around and flying about, getting ready for the next commands, you'll see as your mark begins to start pulsing, with each of them appearing. 1 builder spirit, 2 builder spirits, 3, and more. Before eventually the mark begins to stop pulsing with all of their arrival. That's all you get for that thing. We'll head back towards you in just a moment. Let's head back over towards Zaman and Korra for a bit. Alright. So meanwhile, back over towards the... hold on. 1 second. There we go. Meanwhile, heading back over towards the, the trade district. Let's see exactly what you guys are up to.
It seems we can craft some interesting things with these poisons.
Yeah. Let's give it a shot. I can assist you with poison.
Yeah, he'll try to craft something else.
Alright,
Go
ahead.
Yeah, he'll go for something a little bit harder, I guess. The serpent venom.
Alrighty, so for Serpent's Venom, you want to try for that. Alright, what would... oh, sorry, this sword check. Okay, easy enough. So as you begin to try to do so, make a wisdom... Yeah, wisdom check once more.
Copy. And it's still with advantage, right?
Yep, still with advantage because you're in the lab.
Copy.
So as you begin to... You're gonna roll while I'm describing stuff. As you begin to try to use the sort of venom of the Hydra to kind of make this sort of thing, begin to start mixing and meddling with the likes of any sort of herbs and more to sort of increase the potency, increase the effectiveness of it. As you begin to do so, not a saving throw because you're not proficient with it yet, but that's more than fine. You're able to completely eclipse the DC.
Copy.
Eventually, as the Hydra sort of poison, the Hydra's blood kind of does it mostly for you. It seems to be little effort as you're able to craft the likes of the potion and more, or a poison and more. As you do so, you kind of feel as if you're getting a little bit of a knack at this, and pretty fast. Probably a couple more poisons, and eventually you'll definitely have some sort of proficiency or even expertise in it.
Copy. He'll look at Korra. He says, "I want to try to get the hang of it before I go to bed. I understand if you need to go though."
No, that's fine. I still want to try to make another potion anyways before I go to bed myself.
Copy. So I guess we'll just keep at it.
Alright. Said. Alright, Korra. Korra, what type of potion are you trying to make now? Oh, I see what these things are. Okay, I got that messed up. That's fine. You've been eclipsing the DC. I gotta add the DCs to it. It's not the what do you call it? The numbers aren't the DC. The numbers are the what do you call it? The medicine cost. Make sure I got that right.
Copy.
All right, so I got that because that was from when no one's used it yet, so I haven't noticed it. Okay, so let me fix that or make a mental note. Fix poisons and add DCs. Good. All right. Cool.
So how many medicines have we used so far? Just so I can.
So Korra hasn't used any because you haven't actually made the potion yet. Zaman made the Truth Serum, which was 2, and then he also made the Serpent's Venom, which is another 3, so a total of 5 medicine.
5. Okay. All right. So she's gonna go back and try again with the superior potion. Hold on. Let me make sure. Whatever one I tried to make before. Yeah, superior. No, yeah, superior. My bad.
You got it. All right, make a roll for that. It's gonna be a Wisdom saving throw for you, and this is with advantage.
Oh, come on, man. Don't get me filthy.
24.
Here we
Good
go.
to go. Superior healing potion. After a little bit of time, a little bit of sort of taking a break, you look over towards Zaman, and as they're making poisons, you see them hard at work, and it begins to inspire you. You don't want to fail. You want to be victorious. Using the blessing of Auroraverse, you begin to take a bit of your time, and eventually you are able to nail the concoction down. As you do, you're able to make your first bit of a superior healing potion. And that's going to be vital for battle and combat later. So superior, let me go grab that, and I'm going to throw that into your inventory. But eventually you're getting to the point where you're going to be running out of time to probably rest up. Is there any other thing you guys kind of need to do before you head to bed? Or had to take a little quick rest?
Nah, if I can, I'll do one more check. If not, I'll just go to bed.
If you want to, well, yeah, you're a Warforged, you can probably get away with it. So yeah, if you guys want to make one more, you probably can get be fine. But other than that, probably not.
Cool.
Okay.
One more it is.
One more, yeah.
One more for him or one more each?
One more each. You're both Warforged.
Perfect.
And I will also describe what the Assassin's Blood and Truth Serum do in a minute. And what are you trying to make, Zaman?
I was making the essence of ether.
Essence of Ether. I probably won't be able to beat that one, but with 15, nah. Won't be able to get that one, but I gotcha. For Korra, if you want to make your Wisdom save.
Okay.
One thing. Let me see. Where is this item? 22. And yeah, you guys gotta let me know what you're trying to make. What were you trying to make again?
Oh, the same potion. My
Same
bad.
potion.
I'm doing the same.
Gotcha. So 2 superior healing potions. Good stuff. So Korra, as you take a little bit of time, you're able to get it down pat. As you do, I will add 2 superior healing potions to your sort of person. But Zaman, it takes a little bit. You're trying to understand exactly how to make this essence of ether. You get a little bit distracted and you kind of overwhelm yourself with the likes of theory crafting and more, but eventually it doesn't seem to work out. Probably need to rest your brain for a bit, take a bit of time, and then eventually try at it. Looking over towards one another, it is interesting, but not too much. Even though you guys have your sort of varying ideals when it comes to the gods, one thing it does bind you two together besides the marks and, well, the ideas of the Voden Knights. You two are both forced into your warforged bodies. And with that, Korra, you look over towards it, and you do get a little bit frustrated and irritated at this sort of form. It does sort of make you remember all the events of the past and wonder what it's going to take to kind of get out of this thing. Regardless, you guys mention anything, or are you guys going straight to bed and picking it back up next time?
She will briefly, before she powers down, will talk to Zaman real quick and just basically say, do you ever have thoughts of leaving this robotic body?
All the time, Koa. I miss being what I was, my abilities, my link to my clan.
I think we should make a strong effort after the floating islands to figure out a way to return to our normal old self.
I agree. I think that is our next top priority. I'm kind of sick of being in this form. I miss the taste of food.
And that'd be all. She would just power down.
Well, as you begin to do so, begin to look over, and as you both begin to power down, you look over and you see as something begins to start rifling through the likes of this entire alchemist lab. You hear and see as one of the barrels begins to sort of tip over, and immediately you begin to go into a sort of defensive stance at whatever caused it. You look over and you see as there is a small sort of spherical individual beginning to form out. Spherical individual who, when you notice, they seem to be crackling with a strange sort of aura, a bit of electricity and more. Looking over towards them, begin to look over towards your right, and you would see as coming out from this sort of room down to the south, you begin to see as another one begins to start forming. You're not entirely sure why exactly they're here, but you see as the two sort of spirits begin to slowly start forming out. This one, the second one, beginning to have this sort of strange fiery aura about them. They begin to look over towards you. They begin to slowly start raising their hands, and you'll notice as that aura of lightning, that aura of fire begins to start burning around them, begins to start moving and shifting before lurching over towards both of you. Zaman, you begin to start surging with a little bit of electricity, and Korra, you with fire. You notice as the red triangle mark begins to start pulsing for a moment, and Korra, the black dot and the golden dot begins to start forming for a moment and sort of pulsating respectively. As this happens, Gore, Agni, Azora, and Daddy Dark, as you all begin to head to bed and rest for the evening, each and every single one of your marks begin to start lighting up and pulsing. With that, you guys all receive level 7. And that is where we will end today's session as the Voden Knights level up and complete another season.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Level 4 spells. Oh man.
Level 7, level 4 spells, level 7 good times. That said, thank you guys, everybody who's able to play to date. Thank you guys, our special shout out again to all the players, special shout out to all the raids, and special shout out to all the viewers in the chat. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys. God damn, we got 40 viewers right now, and that's just only on Twitch. God damn. All right, so I'll be right back, y'all. We got the lore challenge in just a bit. I will see y'all guys in just one moment. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. So let's talk for just a quick little second. Thank you guys, everybody who was able to tune into the streams. For you, those of you guys who came in due to the likes of the raid and more, my name is SenseiSuplex, apparently. I am a professional dungeon master who runs a giant living persistent universe. Essentially, we run the likes of Project Aurora. Project Aurora is basically a giant universe, as I mentioned before, where all of the games, including the ones that you guys just witnessed right now, they all are played in the same universe, and they can affect each other in a multitude of ways. On top of that, you guys in the likes of chat can actually affect the games in real time and help build up the lore in the likes of this grand old collaborative world building project. It's very, very massive. We have about a dozen or so dungeon masters, and it has been a lot of fun over the course of the years. Now, as I mentioned this, if you haven't already, be sure to join the Discord. I linked it down in the Twitch chat below. Be sure to hit the follow button, be sure to like the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're actually at 1996 followers, so hey, maybe if we can, maybe we'll be able to, if you hit the follow button, maybe we can actually get to 2K followers here tonight. It would be much appreciated. So do it. And also, while you're at it, go check out the YouTube channel. We are live over there, so make sure to like the video if you haven't done so already. And yeah, it is very much appreciated. We're going to be back live again. I believe technically we're going to be viewing the Sands of Sin VOD tomorrow on Tuesday. That's going to be over on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see episode 2 of Sands of Sin, be sure to check that out at around, I think, 11 a.m. Eastern time. The next live show over on Twitch is going to be no D&D Sensei show this Wednesday, but we're going to have our Atlas of Etheria game over on Twitch and YouTube. So that's going to be Thursday at 11 a.m. So I will see you guys there. And this will be it for us. Thank you guys again for watching. See you guys later.